Hello, hello. Is anyone out there? I've never done this before. Am I audible? We got a high. We got 2 highs. We got 3 highs. Alright, sick. Cool. Alright, well, hey guys. Welcome to the official Friedrich's live stream. We're going to be drawing some stuff today. Specifically the Endoskelett. That's his official name. I realized yesterday I've never said that before. He is the Endoskelett. And we're going to be drawing him in the West Hallway, as everyone requested. Which I was kind of surprised by. I thought we would meet you. Oh shit, is my stream on? Volume on? How's that? Is that better? I guess I should probably talk for you to realize that. Hello. Yeah, so we're gonna get started now. We're all good now? Oh, uh-oh. Alright, how we doing? How's everything going here? I'm going to... There's still 2 voices. That's very strange. Where could it be coming from? What if I close this? How's that? Is that better? Alright, who's still hearing 2 voices? If you're hearing 2 voices, say, I'm hearing 2 voices, smile face. Otherwise, say that you're not doing that. Alright, I think we're good. I'm just gonna... We're good? Alright, cool. Yes, Seraphy, I'm not sure. Seems like you're the only one with that issue. Alright, well, let's just get into it then. So here we are. Here's our little Clip Studio Paint. Oh, did you figure it out? No, you're good. That's fine. I'm just glad there's nothing on my end that I have to do, honestly. Gotcha. No worries. Okay, so awesome. Here we are in the old Clip Studio Paint. This is where I draw. And you can see here we got Big Man Bernard. Here's all his little frames that we move through. Would you believe he's only got 5 frames? I guess it's pretty believable. Look at him go. But yeah, this is where Endoskelet's gonna go. We're gonna give him his own little layer and everything. So when I start this out, I usually just sketch it out, figure out the motion of what I want to do. And because Bernard is occupying so much space right here, I think I'll probably have Endoskelet's head right here. What I'm thinking is something along the lines of like a... Where is my... I have to add the frame, of course. Something like a little... Like that. He's like there. What do we think of that? Does that go hard? I think that goes hard. And we're done, by the way. This is it. So thanks for watching. Yeah. So I'm gonna be starting on that. If you guys want to let loose with your questions. Why does the Endo have teeth? Well, if I told you that, I'd have to freaking kill you. Are you going to put characters that aren't in the main game? You mean FNAF 1? You mean like ones that aren't based on FNAF 1 characters? That is a trade secret, unfortunately. It's a hell of a Q&A. I've answered 2 questions with I'm not going to tell you. Just getting my little layer set up here. He shows a screenshot of Invisible Friedrich. He's actually here already. I don't know how you missed that. Why German specifically? I don't know. I know that, so there's a video on my channel. I know a couple of people have found it because I've seen comments on it, but when I was like, what? This must have been 8 or 9 years ago. I did, what's it called? I made a trailer for 15 Nights Within the Walls of Friedrich's. And it was just it was a stupid like parody of the trailer where they all looked like ugly and stupid. And I really liked I really liked the name Friedrich, and so when I had the idea for this game, I was like, I'm just gonna reuse that. And then I leaned into the German thing. I use a tablet. I use a drawing tablet, not like a super fancy one. It's not one of those ones with like the screen or anything, but it's a Huion something or other. There's our guy. So yeah, the way I normally do this, so this is like his idle frame, and then I'll do usually like 3 or 4 frames for the entry, and then like 3 or 4 frames for the exit. And I'm thinking for the entry, maybe he'll like kind of pop his head upwards, like a little like that. Maybe not like a tween like that though. Maybe he'll like actually bend forward, and then maybe when he moves into when he starts moving to the office, he'll maybe look over. There's his cool profile. looks like a Pop-Tart or something. This is a Clip Studio Paint. This is Clip Studio Paint. It has a free version that's pretty good. I think it's just a trial, but it's pretty good. But then you do have to pay for it. But you only pay once. It's not like Adobe where you have to pay a stupid subscription the rest of your life. The Endoskelett on Game Drill, that's in-game footage. That is him leaving the parts and service area. Getting his frames here. Is Golden Friedrich gonna be a thing? You know what? I had a million snarky answers queued up. I didn't go with any of them. I'm just gonna say yes. I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna say no. Golden Friedrich is gonna be there. Shadow Friedrich's gonna be there. Invisible Friedrich is there already. Chrome Friedrich. You guys remember Chrome Freddy from FNAF 3? That was a cool hoax. I think that one's underrated. Everyone talks about Purple Guy Animatronic. They don't talk about the real shit. How many frames are you gonna make for the full game? I don't know. I have no idea. I will say the I'm glad the animation is very fun to do, and I really like it. I like the people do it. It kind of I like the people like it. I mean, kind of bums me out that a majority of the animations I did don't really get seen on an average playthrough, because it's all on the cams and you have to be watching them for it to even happen. But I don't mind it because it's cool when you do get to see it. Why does opening camera sound like McDonald's PC? All the sound effects for this game I stole off of a free sound effects website and just kind of modified them a bit to sound a little more unique. So if they sound familiar, that's probably because they are. What am I doing here? Alright, let's see. Is this inspired by Flumpties? Yeah, definitely. I would say so. I liked the Flumpties games a lot when they came out. I gotta play more Fang games, man. But yeah, I really liked Flumpties. Are you gonna make a sequel? I don't know. I mean, I've had ideas for a sequel. I don't want to commit to anything super heavy. I want to finish this game first, See how it does, see how I'm feeling. Then we'll talk turkey, but I've thought about it. Is Office Fan going to be the villain? Well, he's not in the office, so where do you think he is? He's probably plotting shit in his little area. No, there's no fan. It's been replaced with a little clown-shaped radio, as you may be aware. I'm not sure what I'm going for with this motion here, but that's okay. We're gonna figure it out. Does this game have lore? It's got a bit. It's got some. It's nothing like. It's not like super crazy like dark lore that's gonna like blow your mind and make you cry. But it's it's got some interesting stuff that you could. I will say there's some secrets in the demo that not everyone has found yet or talked about. Will the clown radio play music? Yes, that's a big yes. That is it. I'm confirming that. Yep, there will be music, and you're just gonna have to see. What gave you the idea of half machine, half flesh animatronics? I just think they're neat. I like drawing kind of robotic, kind of mechanical things, but I also like drawing eyeballs and teeth and goo. So I was like, why not put that in the freaking game? How do you stop the Endo from entering your office? He is going to be laserable at the door, like Bernard. Finally we have another animatronic that actually uses the doors. What's with the horn on Bernard's face? It's supposed to be his nose. That's probably the one design about him that I'm not. I mean, I think it looks fine in some cases, but in some cases it looks kind of awkward. I tried to do the what's it called? The Mickey Mouse thing where his nose is always on the side of his head, and it looks funny. Can we get a Friedrich flop plush of him in the vents? I don't know what a flop plush is, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Little Friedrich plush you can. And he's got voice lines. He's got Teddy Ruxpin voice lines in him as well. What am I going for here? What's the hardest animatronic to draw? I'd probably say, well, for now, I would say Bernard. Maybe that'll change as I draw more. Honestly, Endoskelett kind of stinks. I'm thrilled that I only have to draw his like head and shoulders here and not the body. But Bernard's tough. He's got all the different stitches on him. He's just large. He has a lot of lines compared to everyone else. I should. You know what I should do here? Go over here. And then get swapped. Oh shoot, where's it going? Come here. Hey buddy, okay. How's that look? Is that... Sorry, he needs a little pop. Let's make this 4 again, and then I'm just flipping it all around. The sketching pop process is definitely the most I'm making shit up process. All right. Out of all characters in Friedrich's, which is your favorite? It depends, and it's changed throughout development a lot. I think when I first drew everyone, Bernard was my favorite because I liked his eyes and his teeth. I liked his vibe. Then when I started doing Clara in the kitchen, I was like, wait, she's really cute. I like this too. She's rolling a little pin and stuff. Then when I did Friedrich screaming, getting shot by lasers, I was like, that's also pretty good. And I feel like Felix, when I first designed him, I was like, this is probably the weakest one. But once I drew him running in the office, I did like him. I feel like he stares at you like a confused little dog, and I like it. Who's the easiest to draw? I guess probably Clara, but I hate having to do the text for her bib because I have to like use the text tool for it, and it's just like a whole different. You have to like position it right, and like I have to do the outline. I don't know. I hate the bib, but drawing her actual shape. I mean, she's just a circle. Are there going to be more mechanics for the game? Nothing major. It'll be like, I think like stuff like the additional challenges, the additional animatronics, they're mostly going to play off existing stuff like the power or the sprinkler stuff. Yeah, I don't want to complicate the game too much. I will say this, as of I guess a couple of days ago, I did finish coding all 7 of the animatronics, basically. And I finished the other 2 challenges. So I will say, 720 mode looks like it's going to be possible. 720L challenges is currently completely impossible. So I'm going to have to rework it. I might end up changing how the sprinkler works a little bit, because as it stands, the sprinkler makes everyone move twice as fast. And as it stands, 7 animatronics moving twice as fast, it's impossible. You can't react to everything in time. So I'm gonna look at him go, he's headbanging there. I'm gonna work on that. But you know, we'll get there. That's why I don't have a release date announced yet. Did you base Friedrich on Garfield? Not intentionally, but I'm sure I was inspired because I do like Garfield. He's like a weird mix of like Freddy Fazbear, Garfield, and like I get Goofy vibes from his mouth a little bit. He's got that Goofy thing where the teeth are just poking right out of his lip instead of having like gums. Perma sprinklers delete Clar. Was that intentional? It kind of was. It was and it wasn't. I thought it was cool. I liked the idea that the perma sprinkler challenge wasn't strictly harder, but it was kind of like a different challenge. Like you don't have to worry about fires, but now everything's twice as fast. I thought that was interesting. But I will be changing how. Actually, no, perma sprinkler will still be the same. I was gonna say the sprinkler now is a little different because it will turn itself off after a few seconds, and it has a longer cooldown before you can turn it back on again. Because, yeah, on perma sprinkler it's hard. On 420 perma sprinkler it's hard, but on normal nights you can just kind of turn the sprinkler on all night and have a better time. And I figured that was a bit too strong. I think that's a fine little. He's popping in. Okay. How does he leave? The animation of Bernard picking up Felix was hard. It was trying to remember. The hardest part of it was trying to basically, like, the animatronics are entities and they got all these animations tied to them. The hardest part was in the engine being like, should this count as a Bernard animation or a Felix animation? Because it's kind of got both. Like, it starts as Felix and goes into Bernard. That was the hard part. Actually, animating it wasn't that bad. What was hard was having Bernard step into the office. I had to redo that one a ton of times because I just couldn't get it to look normal. Like, it didn't look like he was walking in. It looked like he was growing. Does Clara affect battery? I don't think so. No, only the only things that affect battery are the doors, the vent laser, and when you have the camera open, it steadies up. What am I doing? I've lost my train of thought. Here we go. Gotta get the layers for the enter animation going. What's he doing? What's this thing doing? Alright. We got 5, we got 6, and we even got What do we got? What do we got? We got 7. Okay. Why did you make Felix damaged / broken? I'm trying to remember. A lot of the designs for the animatronics ended up being based on their mechanic one way or another. And once I decided Felix was pretty much going to be more of a hindrance than an actual threat, like he wouldn't actually kill you, I thought it would be funny to just kind of make him this withered, pathetic little thing. But you know what? He's nice. He's a good guy. I don't have anything against him. Is coding harder than the art? It depends. It varies. I mean, so it depends on the mood I'm in. The nice thing about the art is that you can kind of just do it, and like once you get in the rhythm, like you can kind of just bang it out. Like there's not really much hindering you once you know how to draw what you're doing. Whereas with coding, if you hit a bug, you could be like scratching your head, pounding into a wall, screaming. It depends. How do you properly pronounce Friedrich? I say Friedrich, and technically, I don't think that's the proper German pronunciation. I think the German one is Friedrich, something like that. But saying Friedrichs, like Five Nights at Friedrichs, really does not roll off the tongue, for me at least. So I say Friedrich, and I really don't. I don't care how people pronounce it. I know Friedrich doesn't care. He's not a picky guy. I mean, half the people just call them Freddie and Bonnie and Chica by accident, which is fine too. I think that's also fine. Like, that's what they're based on. I don't blame anyone for making that mistake. I'm trying to figure out how to turn his head. Let me start here. Something like that, perhaps. What's your next project? I don't know. Probably this for the foreseeable future. If it's a big hit and I get a good way to make it, like, you know, I guess reliably, maybe I'll do a sequel. Because I have ideas for a sequel, but it's really not something I want to commit to right now. You know, one thing at a time. I have to find a job and make money first. Then we'll talk about a sequel. Out of all characters, which is the most gangster? That's It's got to be a toss-up between Bernard and Friedrich. I feel like Bernard is definitely he's like the muscle, but Friedrich's the fellow in like the pinstripe suit with his big stogie. He makes the plans. He runs the show. Top 5 fan games. I gotta play more fan games, man. I wish I knew more of them. I like Flumpties. I like that whole series. A Bite at Freddy's. I hadn't actually seen it till recently, but I do really like that one. I think that one's got a cool... That one just seems to have... It's got a lot of love put into it. I like it. Honestly, a lot of the fan games I play these days are like the stupid, not stupid, but like the kind of like meme-y challenge ones, like Ultra Custom Night with like 800 characters. I think those are just really funny. But I should play more fan games. I'd like to try to play more. I did play Five Nights at Candy's the first time, like a few weeks ago, and it's fun. It's cool. I like it. Played Five Nights at Treasure Island? Not yet. I've heard good things though. I would like to try it. I've also heard good things about Tyke and Sons. That's probably one I'll play soon, because I do think that one has a really cool vibe. You should do a fan game stream one day, perhaps. I don't know how many more streams I'll do in the future. This was just kind of I got a pretty unpredictable schedule these days, and this was something that just kind of worked out. But if it ends up going well, and I think it's going pretty well so far, I'll be down to do more. Oh, I have totally played Day Shift at Freddy's. I love that. Well, I've only played the first two actually. I haven't played the third one, but I do absolutely love that one. Um, also, this one's for the old heads, but Five Nights at Fuckboys. I always liked that one. That one's pretty funny. What's going on with my tablet right now? Did my pen die? Ruh-roh. Has the main cast been mutated or decapitated? I mean, they're definitely not doing well. How many looks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? You ever see those videos where the guy is like licking the Tootsie Pop for like 3 hours, and by the end of it, his tongue is like bleeding? Or like the guy who eats like 100 warheads and it like tears apart his mouth lining? I don't know if that answers it. I just think those videos are kind of crazy. Why did you make Friedrich's music box zoom zoom? So, I'm gonna scoot my microphone real quick. I hope it doesn't make a horrible loud sound. Oh, that was a loud sound. I knew that I wanted Friedrich to play some kind of like doo-wop song, just because I thought, I don't know, that would be funny, and it's a cool vibe. And that Zoom 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 song, that was a song my grandpa used to play for me in the car a lot, and I thought it was really funny because I was really young, and I liked when the guy would go like boom 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 boom. I thought that was really funny. And so when I was thinking of doo-wop songs, I was like, that's a good one. And yeah, I'm glad people like it. I'm glad it's a hit with people because I also really like it. And I will say, in the full game, I would like to move away from like copyright music because I feel like it's a hassle. And I don't want to, and don't worry, Zoom Zoom Zoom's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. But I would like to try to have a more faithful like cover of it, because the royalty for one now I have is like a MIDI I whipped up in like half an hour. It's like not the same vibe. I'd like to have an actual cover that can be used and then can actually appear in the videos, because I think it'd just be better. The non-copyright one, I'm glad it's not, I don't mind it. I think it's decent, but it is a different vibe. I do kind of like the old school feel of the doo-wop one, so I want to try to see if I can make a more faithful one. But we'll see about that. Might not happen. Since the game has so many frames of animation, would the game have full animated cutscenes? I'm trying to think how to answer that. I mean, it wouldn't. There might be there will be in-game events that have their own kind of unique animation. So not technically like a full-on motion video new cutscene, but it would be there would be unique animations for certain events that are basically in-game cutscenes. In the second night book, Clara has a strange scribble. I'm trying to remember what you're talking about, the strange scribble. Do you mean because I sketched those in my sketchbook in real life and then just scanned them into the computer, so they have some weird kind of artifacting on them. I left it because it looks kind of cool, but it's probably just artifacting, unless you're talking about something major. I'm not sure. I don't quite remember right now. Will this become a tradition? You mean the streams? I said before my schedule's kind of hectic, but I do think it would be cool to do more, get some good community engagement. But we'll see. It won't be a regular scheduled thing because I can't, for example, next weekend I wouldn't be able to do anything, but I'm sure there'll be another one at some point. Does Clara cook and burn food for the Kitchen Nightmares show? Clara one time was Golden Ramsay showed up and noticed a mouse on the ground, and Clara said, "You planted that, dude. You put that there." So Golden Ramsay just left, and that's what happened. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's what happened. That's real. That's in the news. You can look that up. What does zoom 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 mean? These doo-wop guys in the 50s, they were just making up whatever. They'll say anything. They'll say anything if it sounds cool in their song. I'm trying to figure out how to do his head here. How are we looking so far? Maybe like a little, let's get a little wind up going. That's what we'll do. In right now, so I'm trying to figure out what to do with this business. How's this looking? Like a what? Like a what? Like a what? His body disappears there. I might throw in one more little anticipation frame. Let's do that. What are the characters' personalities? I'm trying to think, because I guess in terms of like what I try to go for when I'm animating them, Friedrich is definitely like, he's the most expressive by far, as you could probably tell. He's got, I feel like, first of all, I feel like all of them are really, they just have so much fun killing night guards. That's what gives them life, that's what gives them joy. Which is weird, but they really like it. When Friedrich gets to go through the vent, play a song, he's thrilled. He's got a huge smile. So he has the most fun with it, I'd say. I think Bernard is a little stoic. He's definitely like, he acts like the scary one, but you know he's a bit goofy as well. He uses your arm as a back scratcher. Like, he's got a life of his own. When the cameras are off, he's sitting down watching frankly, I don't know what he watches. Clara's just fucking weird. I mean, she's just weird. I think she's the most fun to animate because you can really just project any kind of like animated like personality on her and it works. That's why I did the Peanuts dance for her. I feel like that, of all the characters, I thought she'd be most likely to do a Peanuts dance. Felix is just kind of, he's sad, he's not doing well, but he likes it, he likes people, he likes his friends, he's just not doing well. What's up with this? I'm not vibing with this. What is this missing? What engine do you use? I use Godot, which has come a long way. I used to use Unity for a long time, but then after there's a whole fiasco / meltdown like a year ago that with the pricing model, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna jump ship. I'm going to something open source, and it's pretty good. I like it. Will we get a coding stream soon? I wouldn't be against it. I'll say this. I wanted to have a part of the stream where I put the animation in-game itself, and you can see how that works. But unfortunately, I'm not going to do that because I realize now there's stuff in the game that are like huge spoilers, and I don't want to show you right now. So once I properly scrub the game of that, maybe we can do that in the future. But for now, we're just staying in Clip Studio. Everything is safe. Is that even... I like how I drew the veins just for that one frame. How's this? I don't know. This is a lot of frames. I can probably get rid of this one, or at least make it a copy of one. I try to reuse as many frames as possible, A, because they're hard to draw, and B, because each image is like another like 70 like kilobytes for the game minimum. Try to keep it lightweight. Maybe get rid of this too, actually. Let's just bring it down. Okay, sorry, I'm missing questions right now. I'm just locked in, trying to get this figured out. Yeah, the sketch is always the hardest part, figuring out the movement. I like that. I think that works. Who's the one with the most brain rot? Clara, easy. Clara, you put an iPad in front of her, she's not moving. You put YouTube Shorts in front of her, you say goodnight. You're not going to see her for another week. Will this game have an evil final boss against Friedrich's evil brother? Friedrich's evil brother is named Fried Poor, and yeah, he'll be there. He's got no ears. He's got no nose. He's got a long beard. He's got a t-shirt that says "I'm with stupid," but he's never standing next to anyone else, so you don't really know who he's talking about. And yeah, he's the final boss, and you defeat him by using the laser door, same as everyone else, but he's a boss. He's a boss because of it. How many times has Felix been to rehab for his gambling problems? 0, but he should go, and I've been telling him to go, and there's going to be an intervention cutscene in the game where they'll sit him down. All right. I think the sketch is ready. I think that's fine. It'll all come out in the wash. Bye, Sarfi. Thanks for coming by. The VOD should be up if you want to see the rest. Thank you. All right. So what's going on here now is I'm gonna hide the background a bit. I'm going to hide Bernard. I should have hidden Bernard from the start. He doesn't need to be here. But this will make it easier to see the line art. Why is Felix built like that? Would you believe me if I told you it was lore? And that if I told you it would be evil? I'm not going to tell you. Does Clara actually know how to cook? I'm trying to think if I'm allowed to say that. I don't think so. I don't think robots are good at cooking, man. You gotta remember, this takes place in 2009, so we didn't have, like, Boston Dynamics yet. But also this takes place in Flinguare, which is not a real month, so I don't know. Is it hard to do the shading? Yes and no. You're going to see how I do it later. There's basically 3 steps to this shading. And the first 2 are really just color correcting the colors, and those parts are easy. You just add a filter, but then adding the like flat shading, like these bits here. You can see my cursor, right? Yeah, these bits here. That can get kind of tedious if there's a lot of frames, but shading's not bad. Drink of water real quick. Can the game have endings? I think there will just be the one ending for this one. Maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe if I see a good opportunity to do like a funny bad ending, I'll do that, but I'll mainly just focus on one ending. There will be secrets though. There will be little Easter eggs you can find. Little unlockables. Why does Felix disable lasers? I put a thing in the Night 2 manual where it was like, oh, his exposed unsafe circuitry disrupts nearby electronics. As you can tell by the way I'm stuttering over it, it's really, I just kind of made it up. I really just, I mean, you know, I figured come up with the mechanic first, come up with a reason for it later. He disables the lasers because it's what he subsists off. He subsists off of electricity. He eats it. He licks it up with his big tongue, and he's got a huge tongue, by the way. How does Felix talk? He has a voice box, but not like a zoom, zoom, zoom voice box. It says canned lines. It says, "Luck be a lady tonight." But he doesn't do it in the game. I'm sorry. The lasers are afraid of him. That's true. Yeah. No, they're threatened. They're not scared of Bernard, but they're scared of him because they owe him money. How much money does Felix owe to the German government? Think of the largest number you know, double it, add 2 million to it, double it again. You're like a tenth of the way there. He is, I mean, he's sick, is what he is. The animatronics and the jump scares have flesh inside. Is it real flesh or just red mechanical flesh? That is, I said mechanical farts. That is real flesh. That is real, true flesh. Where's it from? I don't know. I mean, I do know. I'm not going to tell you. Maybe flesh is just cheaper. Maybe flesh is cheaper to build with than robot parts. It probably is. You see they can grow meat in labs now? You can grow robot parts if you want. What am I doing here? Wait, I'm getting myself turned around here. We need this thing. Does that make sense? Let me redo these arms. Do you have a team? It's just me. It's just me. I do look for like royalty-free stuff, or like stuff like the music. I did not write the title screen theme. That is a royalty-free song off of Newgrounds by Lashmush. It's a very good song. I like it. Basically anything that's not in the credits, I did myself. So like the fire shader was like a repurposed shader from Godot that I modified a bit. I'm trying to remember what else. What's your big surprise? Well, if I told you that, it wouldn't be a surprise no more, unfortunately. And I want to tell you. I'd love to tell you everything. I want to tell you that Balloon Boy shows up on night 3 and he goes, "Hi," but he's German, so he goes, "Hallo." And Ballora is there. No one's guessed Ballora. Ballora's there. And El Chip, but he's called Das Chip in this one. Does Clara watch YT Shorts Brain Rot? She watches the, what's it called? The Max Design Pro, where it's like the singing chicken nugget with the Roblox face. She watches that and she loves it. And she likes the video. She actually likes the video every time, too. You don't have to actually like the video to help him, but she thinks that you do. Why does she have human hands? So she can scroll the YouTube Shorts page faster, alright? It needs to feel the warmth, electrical touch of a human hand. It's not going to work otherwise. Why does Bernard use her hand as a back scratcher? Because he's so huge, he can't really reach it himself. Why does Friedrich have the thing that holds his legs together, like he's bolted to the floor? Um, Without the bolt, he is, and this is not a joke, this is real. Without a bolt, Friedrich is probably the fastest, and he's faster than Felix running down the hallway. He would be in your office in 2 seconds flat. That thing is holding him down. It's like Goku's weighted clothing. You should be freaking thankful. Did Friedrich's dad leave to go get the milch? Yeah, he went to the Finger Lakes. Whoa. Whoa, there's a callback for you. Whoa. Went to Vegas. Whoa. I don't know how this guy's mouth works. He looks like SpongeBob. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. He looks like SpongeBob. That looks stupid. Why does Clara cook pizza by herself? She's the one who knows how. No one else was programmed to do that. He literally looks like SpongeBob. That's insane. Wait, I've drawn this guy before. What? Oh, I'm forgetting his big teeth. That's why he looks different. That's embarrassing. I love his big spider teeth. I can't believe I forgot that. Okay. Yeah, good thing I caught that. It's like, why does he looks more like SpongeBob than usual. Something's off here. Is Mr. House canon to Friedrich? I don't know about Mr. House, but Dr. House is definitely canon. And he goes, oh, he makes the Minecraft zombie noise. It's not going to make sense if you have to look up the video of Dr. House doing the Minecraft zombie noise and get back to me. It's your homework. There we go. SpongeBob to spider glow up transformation. It's fucking beautiful. I did not see that video. Okay, well, you guys know like House MD, you know, Dr. House, where there's a part where the doctor's like, are you stupid? And he goes, oh. That's what it is. Alright, and I'm not going to go into it any further. Why does Clara turn the night guard into a pizza? It's all she knows. Looks off. Is his mouth too low? Oh, his eyes are probably too high up, maybe. What if I bring him down? He's got a big, large forehead. Will Clara do Gam Gam style? Probably not, but I like the... Yeah, she'll do it in the trailer. Oh god, I shouldn't say that. Now I have to actually animate that. She'll do it in the full game trailer. Does Endo have a separate mechanic? The way he works is that he can appear, he starts in either the parts and service or supply closet, and he'll move to your door, and you have to zap him like Bernard, and if he gets in, I'm not going to tell you what happens when he gets in. He doesn't quite kill you, he does something a little different, but that's a surprise, and you'll see a teaser for that in like a few months or something. Probably not months, probably weeks. Trying to figure out the vibe here. That's fine. What do we think? Are his eyes too big? I'm trying to figure out what's wrong here. Why does he look off? I think his eyes aren't supposed to hang off the head. Like, I'm going to open up East Hall real quick, because I've done him in the East Hall as well. I haven't posted it yet, but there's a little secret, little teaser for you. Yeah, his eyes should be inside his head. Look at that. His head's going to swivel around. That's kind of crazy. His eyes need to be smaller. Do you know Mr. Virtual from Mario Madness? Is that... I'm going to sound really insane right now. Is that a Friday Night Funkin' mod? I don't know anything. I don't know Mario Madness that well. I'm sorry. Has Clara played Pizza Tower? Yes. And she got the she got the achievement for beating it in under an hour, 45 minutes. Don't go into Friday Night Funkin'. I played it when it was like new. I think I first started it when week 3 came out. But that was years ago. I'm kind of not as into it now. I see mods sometimes. They seem kind of cool, but it's not for me. I'm really bad at those kind of rhythm games. I won't go down the Funkin' path. Don't worry. Hey, nothing against it or nothing. Hey, good. I like the creators. I like them on Newgrounds. They do good stuff. But I like Five Nights at Freddy's. That's way cooler. Smile face. Why does the night guard come back to Friedrich's? He's enthusiastic. He's young. He's got piss and vinegar. He's got chutzpah. Oh, Slickman. Yeah, I've seen your comments. What's up? Welcome. Does Friedrich own an air fryer? He does, but he doesn't know how to use it. He just bought it because everyone on Twitch told him to buy one, and then, he's really susceptible to that kind of stuff. That's better. He looks like I don't know what's going on here. He looks like a little child. Maybe maybe we just need to shade it a little better later. Why lasers? I thought it would be cool. It was originally, when I was playing out the game, this was going to be a lot more FNAF 1 inspired than it already was. It was just going to use doors. But I don't know, you ever notice how doors kind of had their purpose changed over time? Like, in the original FNAF, the doors kind of made sense because the door wouldn't repel the animatronic right away. It would more so just block the area. But then in, Sister Location and, Ultimate Custom Night, it started just repelling them right away. And I was like, if it's repelling them right away, it is just kind of like a big stinking laser. So I did that. Where does this take place? This takes place in the United States. It's not Germany. It's an establishment trying to look exotic by being German, and that's why the German is not great. That's my excuse for saying Celebrieren. That was a real mistake, by the way. I saw someone say, "Oh, the German was pretty good. I saw that you put Celebrieren," but that was obviously on purpose. No, I just screwed that up. I'm really verb conjugation's not my thing. I tried to do my research, but it failed me. It takes place in Peru. It could. It takes this. The world this takes place in Pangaea. There was no continental drift. Everything takes place in Pangaea. We had the ability to smoke cigarettes. That'd be pretty cool. you press A, a big purple hand comes up. Oh, that'd be cool. We'll see. Maybe that'll be the reward for beating 720L challenges. You can smoke a big frickin' stogie. I heard a car in the back of your mic. That's because I live in the big city and everyone is loud and they don't respect my time. I poke my head out the window. I'm trying to make Five Nights at Freddy's video game, and they're throwing beer bottles at my head. What does Bernard do in his spare time? He hangs out in the Rumpus Room. That's what the TV room is called, by the way. I'm realizing that it's not referenced anywhere. It's called the Rumpus Room. That's where he hangs out. Like, I've drawn the endoskeleton before. Something about him, the way he's looking at the camera right now, he looks like he looks like a little toddler asking to use my phone or something. This is crazy. This is a new emotion. All right. Endoskelet's new personality. He is now. Okay, Clara's like the iPad kid. Endoskelet though is like the he plays Nintendo Switch. He loves his Nintendo Switch. That's what he likes. He's the kind of guy, he brings his Switch and he's like, do you guys want to play the Mario Party mini games where you press the switches together? You have multiple Nintendo Switches and you press them together and it crosses the screen. And everyone's like, we didn't bring our Switch, only you brought it. So we can't do that. What's the first character you made? Ooh, I mean, how far back do we want to go? In terms of games, my first game ever, my first release game was the Funny Monkey Stinky Challenge game, which you can play on Itch.io. And the character in that was the Uh-Oh Stinky Monkey, but it's just his head on legs. He has no body. So probably that one. Is Bernard a PlayStation guy? I'd say so. No, Bernard is like Xbox Live, like Xbox 360, Xbox Live. He's on Call of Duty saying all sorts of things that I wouldn't repeat. Felix likes Dreamcast, but he can't even play it. He can't even freaking play it. Who's the owner of Friedrich's? Some creep, that's for sure. Some freaking weirdo. I mean, look what he's doing. Look what he's done with the place. What does Friedrich play? Oh, I skipped Friedrich. Friedrich plays PlayStation. And he really likes it. He's got PlayStation Plus. He's got like the super. He's got the biggest PlayStation Plus pack that lets you play old PS3 games. Why do the Finger Lakes exist? Probably something related to like erosion over time. Like maybe it used to be like the mouth of a river, and then the river dried up over time, and so just the delta remained. That's how lakes are formed, right? I don't remember. I haven't heard this stuff since I was like 11. Does Felix commit tax evasion? He should. If he knows what's good for him, he should, because he gets a lot of his money from illegal sources, all right? Is the Finger Lakes poster inspired by the Gravity Falls poster? No, it does look like it. I just looked up Finger Lakes postcard and used it. It was not something I designed. Is Ryan your real name? My real name is Ryan with an A. I put the O because I thought it'd be cooler, and I was right. I used to in freshman year of college, we had a dining hall. And you could order stuff on this little thing, and it would give you a slip with it, and you put your name on the slip, and they'd call out your name when it was ready. I put my name as, I would always put Ryan, but then I started messing with the name to see how they'd pronounce it differently. And Ryan was the funniest one, because they'd be like, Ryan! They sound really confused. They really, you could hear the uncertainty in their voice. And then I would get my delicious pizza, and I had a bite taken out of it already, and I said, alright. Finger Lakes is a real place in New York. That is true. I was joking earlier about the whole riverbed thing. It is a real place. It's quite lovely. Is there a reason why the animatronics look different from the posters? There is a reason. Am I making his eye veins too thick? Hang on. Oh yeah. There's gotta be a 5. I'm putting him at a 7. That's too much. That's better. your favorite character in Nintendo? I like Sonic, and I like Crash Bandicoot. No, I'm just... I don't know. I like Nintendo stuff. I like Mario. He's cool. Why does Bernard look scared of the Endo? He just kind of looks like that all the time. I think despite his tough guy front, he's actually very uncertain and he's scared. And he doesn't know what's going to happen to him when he dies, and he doesn't want to find out. By D. Ruiz. I might have pronounced your name wrong. I don't care. Thanks for coming by, though. I do care. I shouldn't have said I don't care. It's very rude. Thanks for coming by. All Claras go to heaven, and all Bernards go to hell. And that's real. Who has the most diseases? The Endoskelett is full of bloodborne pathogens and bacterial infections. Was Frank Horgan the main inspiration for Bernard? I had to there was the poll in the community that said who would win, Frank Horgan or Bernard. I never actually played Fallout. I had to look up who Frank Horgan was, but reading his profile, I mean, I'm sorry, but Bernard wins easy. Bernard uses the Kaioken technique from Dragon Ball and powers up when the sprinkler goes off. You made the poll. I had a feeling, but I did like that poll. That was funny. Has 1006 hand from Poppy playtime. Now I only know if I have very limited Poppy playtime knowledge. Is 1006 hand the little sticky hands that you use to like grab stuff? Or is it like a specific kind of hand that I'm not aware of? Oh, it was really cool to see Daco play the game, I have to say, because I love seeing people like play the game at all. It's really fun to watch. I watch all the every now and then I'll search 5 Minutes of Friedrichs by New on YouTube and just see what videos are coming up because I like watching them. But Daco was especially like surreal because I actually did used to watch his videos, and it's cool. And he's very nice too. He's a very nice fellow, and I'm glad he thought it was really funny when Friedrich got lasered. He seemed to be really tickled by it. Why is Friedrich so loud in the vents? He is very loud, isn't he? The real answer is that the game has a sort of like I don't want to call it like spatial audio, but it's got basically a system where you can map audio to a camera, and then if you're viewing the camera, the audio automatically gets louder. So if you watch the vent cameras, and he gets louder the closer he is to the camera. So if he's third movement on the vent cam and you're viewing it, that probably will blow out your speakers. I apologize for that. It probably won't blow out your speakers, but it is startling. What? Do you want me to make a Minecraft mod about the game? That'd be, hey, yeah. Whatever you want. I mean, that would be cool. Like, I don't know what kind of mod is this. Like, Friedrich gonna be a mob? Will he drop wool? Or perhaps cream of mushroom soup? How long will it take to finish the demo? I don't know. A while. I mean, let's see. The demo took 6 months. And a huge bulk of that was animation. Let me drink some water real quick. Oh, I took a big gulp there. Yeah, demo took 6 months. So I would say at least another 6 months for the full game. Maybe less, maybe more. I don't want to rush myself too much, but I also don't want to keep you guys waiting. Like I'm working on it actively, as you can see from the stream where I'm working on it. I don't know. I saw a YouTube comment the other day where it was like, I predict 2025 release. I wouldn't say that's wrong, but I would say if it's 2025, it'll be like early 2025, like first quarter. But don't take that as anything. That's not a confirmation of anything. That's literally just me estimating. It could be sooner. It could be later. I'll definitely keep you all posted. Is the lore as difficult to solve as the original Five Nights at Freddy's lore? I would say it's as difficult as the lore in the first 3 games. I don't think anything could be as difficult as FNAF 4's lore, where it's a dream but also not a dream because there's illusion discs in one of the books. There's no books, so it's going to be easier to solve automatically. I shouldn't be throwing shade at the lore, you know, I should be a little nicer. When did you join YouTube? I think 2012. And I would just upload whatever. All the videos are still there if you want to see them. It's all just whatever crap I was working on at the time. There's some YouTube poops on there. There's some weird little animations. There's like a video of me playing Club Penguin. That one's pretty good, actually. The Minecraft one is pretty good. There's all these drawing tutorials that are like teaching how to draw like shoes and stuff. Those are good. Have you played a Roblox game? The last Roblox game I played was in 2018, and it was Thanos Tycoon, and I worked really hard to buy everything, and then the server crashed and I lost everything. So I don't really play Roblox anymore. That incident scarred me forever. Java or better? Oh, Java. I mean, I think Java is just like the better platform, right? I mean, it's whatever you're comfortable making mods in. I don't want to impose on you, but I feel like most people prefer Java. How many sequels and prequels are there going to be? It's very easy for me to get carried away and be like, there'll be 6 games. There's going to be 6 Friedrich's games. We're going to make Friedrich's World. There's going to be Tales from the Friedrich's Plex. I don't know. There's going to be Ultimate Friedrich Night. It's very easy to say all that. I am just going to say, what's it called? The most I'm going to say is that there's going to be 1 game. I have ideas for a sequel. There have been thoughts in my head of more, but there's no need to get ahead of ourselves, all right? We're gonna have this first game. It's gonna be a wunderbar even, and then that's life, baby. Bernard's nose. It's like a big metal horn, I would say. I don't think he can actually smell with it. Now, where did he get it? I don't know, because clearly, if you look at his poster, that's not his nose, but we don't know where it came from. I mean, I know where it came from. I'm not going to tell you. Ha ha ha. What is the most popular video you've made? It fluctuates from time to time. For a while, it was this like stupid SpongeBob G major video I made. You ever see the G major videos where you just like take audio and put it on 3 different keys so it sounds like an evil devil's triad? That's what I did, and that one got really popular, even though it took me like 5 minutes. Also, I made when I was first learning as filmmaker, I made a Hotel Mario video that did pretty well. I got a comment on the trailer that was like, I can't believe the Hotel Mario 3D guy made a Five Nights at Freddy's game, and I was like, you might be the only person on planet Earth who knows me as the Hotel Mario 3D guy. I don't normally go by that. This has a weird perspective to it. How's he looking? His head gets long. I guess that's fine. Bernard is an actual bunny? Yes. He's a carnicle, which means bunny, I think. It also can be used as a term to mean like a scapegoat. Bernard das Carnicle. That's his name. That's his canon name. But yeah, he's a bunny. He's a freaking bunny rabbit. I don't think he's like a real bunny. I think he's like animatronic, but he's a bunny. Do you like my singing monsters? I like the I like when the sounds are used in memes. I like when I'm watching a video and the guy goes da da da. I think that's cool. I've never actually played it though. Is Clara blind? No, because and I had to double check in my own brain. I don't think so because when she rolls the pizza dough, she's looking at it. She's looking down on it. She's really proud of her creation. Where's Bernard's nose located? On his face. On like the side. In temporal space at all times. What's your explanation for the FNAF 4 lore? I don't want to... it's tricky. I like to think it was just a dream. I think that's just a bit nicer than the whole illusion discs thing. But you know what? If it seems like the story's going to the illusion discs at this point, so we're going to roll with it. I don't really know the lore as well as I used to. I kind of... I'm too busy to keep up with these days, but you know, we got a pizza place now. His head got so long here. What happened? I'm gonna fix that. What does the cat sound like singing during the day? They sing zoom zoom zoom. Well, Friedrich does. It's funny. I never went with this. Well, I guess I still have the chance to. In the Zelibrarian poster, you know how they all have the different instruments? Like Clara's got a little saxophone and what's his name? Bernard has that stand-up bass. I wanted to do a thing where they were like a little jazz band, but I never went through with it because I couldn't, because I was really bad at drawing a stand-up bass. It's really hard to draw. But, you know, I always did like that idea. Is Clara human or animatronic? Clara is an animatronic, I would say. But also Clara opens her head and there's a big red screaming thing. It's a complicated question. I'm not sure how to answer that. Is the guard we play as going to be the only night guard we play as? Perhaps. I shouldn't read questions that I have no intention of answering. That's just like bad. Set myself up for failure there. Does jazz your favorite? I like jazz. Put in the B movie guy. I like jazz. It's good. That's why I picked it. That title screen track was like really cool. That's why I picked it. I was like, oh, little trumpet goes crazy. I'd like to get more jazz-like tracks in the game, but we'll have to see how that pans out. Friedrich's reaction to Five Nights at Anime, he wouldn't even know what he's looking at. It's like if you gave like a medieval peasant like some Mountain Dew, he wouldn't even be able to comprehend. He'd just be like it's not even like it would blow his mind. He just wouldn't react. It'd be like just white noise to him. And then he would probably bite your head off because he's frankly bloodthirsty. Why doesn't the game have phone guy? I thought about it. I thought about doing a phone guy initially. The original idea was to have a phone guy and he would say the same stuff basically in the manual, but I didn't really want to do like voice acting because I feel like when you do voice acting, first of all, every fan game kind of has a phone guy, and I wanted to like do something a little different, and then also I wasn't sure if I could do like good enough voice acting. Like I didn't want it to like come off as like cringy or whatever. So I thought the manual was more unique, and I liked aspects of it because then you could design some cool stuff for it, and like people could refer back to it. Does Friedrich walk? He used to walk. He used to run. He used to run on walls. He would do like Sonic the Hedgehog wall runs. But those days are behind him. Coming for the next character, Friedrich's lawyer, Jimmy. Yes, Slippin' Jimmy's going to be in the next one. And lightning bolts are going to shoot from his fingertips. Alright, Hourglass, thanks for coming by. See you later. Game's gonna be released March 31st. I don't know where you heard that. That is not true. I March 31st. That'll be a long time. I kind of hope it's sooner than that, but that is not confirmed. Just 5 nights. I think 5 nights will be good for the game. The thing about the later nights, we're gonna introduce some variety, for sure, to keep it interesting. It's not just gonna be the same gameplay loop but harder. I'm not even just talking about adding more animatronics. I'm talking about potential challenges. I'll say the one thing I teased, that where it's all dark and you have the flashlight, that is going to be a challenge. That's low power mode. It's one of the challenges, and but it'll also be an effect for night 4. So night 4 is going to be in low power mode, and it'll have that flashlight. So yeah, do with that what you will. I played a little TF2. I've never been big on shooters, but TF2 is one of the shooters that I actually enjoy playing because it's not as... I feel like it's a bit less complicated and fun, but I haven't played in a while. I used to love Ed's World. I remember... I would watch it back in like 2009. I used to love it, and I like the new stuff too. I don't really watch it as often these days, but I like it. What's the relationship between Felix and the wheel? It is, it's, I mean, it gets hot, it gets heavy. No, it's, he likes it. He likes to gamble, so when he sees a big thing spinning, he just can't help himself. He can't help himself but stand next to it. Do you need a team? I don't think, for now, I mean, I've been kind of handling it on my own. It's not a crazy game. Like, it's been pretty in my skill set, so I've been able to handle it okay. But in the future, a team would be cool. If I had a team for a sequel, that'd be cool. We could split up the animation a bit, maybe get an actual musician on the project. That'd be cool. But for now, it's just me, and I'm fine with that. I like it. It's just it hasn't, it's fun to work on. I'll say that. Will this game have a movie? I'd like that. Well, Friedrich's movie. But it wouldn't have anything to do with the story. It'd be like Friedrich. It'd be like one of those direct to DVD like Finding Nemo ripoffs. It's like Friedrich has to go to find the magical amulet, and they're all voice actors you've never heard of, but Felix is voiced by Don Cheadle, and that's it. What's going on here with this head? I kind of, how are we doing? What? He disintegrates into hell. He looks so weird. He's such a pinhead. My word. I wonder if I should make the side of his head thinner. How does he look in East Hall? Does he have a thin head? Maybe he does. He's got a much thinner head. Oh, he looks like... What does he look like there? He looks like when SpongeBob in the Halloween episode, he gets shaven and it's just his brain on a stick. That's what he looks like there. So do with that as you will. Whoops, whoa, don't make anything. I guess that works fine. I think it'll maybe flatten out a little. Okay. More of a scratch coder. Scratch is cool. I've never been a block coding guy. I always kind of done like, I don't know what you call it. I guess written code. I don't know. Friedrich's is made in C#. It's in Godot C#, and I really like C#. That's kind of my go-to. Scratch is cool though. I'm always like, people underestimate it, but every now and then I see something in Scratch that's like insane, and I'm kind of blown away. Like, I'm impressed by how much people can do with block coding. What would Felix do if he's in Las Vegas? He wouldn't leave. He would get thrown out probably within a matter of moments for counting cards. too wide. Blink. Blink. Yeah, it's fine. Endoskelett. I said this before, but he'll basically start in either parts and service or supply closet. He'll go towards your doors and you zap him with the laser. So he's pretty similar to Bernard. But when he gets in your office, he does something different that I'm not going to tell you yet. You'll see a teaser for it in probably a few, weeks. Like 6 weeks, I don't know. Don't actually hold me to that. I'm making it up. But you'll see a teaser for it. And you'll be razzle dazzled, to say the least. Endoskeleton and Endoskeleton of an old animatronic. Well, I mean, all four of the guys seem pretty upright, so clearly this endoskeleton must belong to something else. But what does he belong to? The answer is L-Chip. He's L-Chip's endoskeleton. That's not true. How hard is this game to code? It is. It depends. It depends. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. The hardest stuff, the stuff that's produced the most bugs, and I'm thrilled that there haven't been a lot of bug reports relating to it, is just the animations, like playing them at the right time was super annoying. Just stuff like just the timing of it all, and like making sure they only play their start and end animation if you're looking at them, and making sure that they don't play it during the it's a really complicated like order of like play the exit animation, show the static, play any enter animation, whatever. Like, you have to make sure that all happens in the right order, and making sure it happens for when there's multiple animatronics on screen, it can get very annoying. That's the part I don't like coding. But luckily it seems like it's been fine. I haven't heard any major bug reports. The only one I heard is that apparently if you like laser Bernard during like right before the power goes out, he gets stuck there. That's something I heard about, which I haven't actually looked at yet, but I will soon, because that's no good. Will you be able to honk Friedrich's nose in the office? I thought about it. Something I talked to a friend about is making it so you can always honk Friedrich's nose on any camera, no matter where he is. But I think that would get too complicated, having to track a button to like every possible position of his nose, because he moves around he moves like crazy. Sorry, I'm what? I like his little. Oh, his teeth get super small there. Let me change that. His teeth change weirdly. What did Felix look like before he got withered? He honestly looked a lot more like the poster. He had arms. He had a jaw. He used to wear his little green suit. He can't wear it anymore because he got no arms to put through the armholes. It's a shame. It's a shame what happened to him. I love if you can see Friedrich's feet in the vent camera. Yeah, that was also something hard to code. Having the same animatronic show on two different cameras, that ended up being hard to do. Also, I've heard people. He does a similar thing where when he's in his first stage in the vent, you can see his feet hanging above the stage. I remember people thought that was a bug. That's real. I'm gonna add make it so his feet dangle there, so it looks more like it's supposed to be there. How did you make sound design for the game? I mostly just looked for like royalty-free sound effects, and then I would like modify them to make them sound less like obvious and stuff. Like I'd add some reverb. I'd kind of blend different sounds together to make like new ones. Like the jump scare is like they all have this like metallic scraping on it, and then I would just add whatever. Like I would add Bernard is like a tiger growling. Friedrich is just some guy screaming that I pitched down. Stuff like that. This game in original FNAF's world, another parallel world. It's its own kind of world. I'm not sure. It'd be difficult to try to fit this in FNAF's story, because I don't know. People would ask why didn't Friedrich stop the Bite of 87 by running 50 miles in 2 seconds and punching the robot, whoever did, in the head. Is the Bite of 87 still real? Is that still a thing? People don't talk about it anymore. They'll talk about Fredbear doing the Bite of 83. Is the Bite of 87, did that still happen? Who did that? I feel like everyone kind of agreed it was Mangle for a while. Is it still Mangle? Is it Toy Chica? Who did that? How fun is the game to code? It's pretty fun. I like working on it. It sometimes it can be a pain in the boot, but you know what? That's what it's all about. What's going on with this? Here we go. It's just an empty thing I never drew. Oh. Wait, I thought I drew something for this. I guess I didn't. Welcome, Vanjov. Welcome. Do you know Crash Bandicoot? Oh, I love Crash. The first video game I ever played was Crash 3, and I really liked it. And I had Crash 2, and that was also fun. You like this? What do you do if Scott bans your game? I don't think he will. I think he likes fan games. I think the only way there'd be like an issue is if I tried to like sell it on Steam, which I'm not gonna do because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't think Scott's pretty good about the fan games. He's not. And if he bans it, then I'll say rats, and I'll change the characters. I'll make them like Fortnite characters instead, or something. Why does Bernard look like a rhinoceros? It kind of just comes with the territory of being a big, nasty monster. Well, I don't want to call rhinoceroses nasty. They're actually beautiful creatures, but it comes with the territory of being a big, ugly, nasty, freaky monster. Is this? Oh, I don't have. I'm realizing now, I don't have onion skin of the preview of the next frame. Onion skin is where you can transparently see the next frame on your frame. That's what that means. For all you folks out there who are unaware. When do you think the game will hit 1,000 followers? Honestly, kind of soon, which is crazy. I mean, the Daco video did so much for the game. I mean, we gained 100 followers on the game that day alone. I assume you're talking about Friedrich followers, right? Friedrich's, I think we're at like 700 something or other. My profile is only like 350 or so. That's like about half of it. And yeah, so it'll be probably a bit longer before I get to 1,000 profile followers. I'll say this. I don't know much about Game Jolt. I'm pretty new to Game Jolt, but apparently once I hit 1,000 profile followers, I can become a Game Jolt creator, and then I can start doing fun stuff. I can start having little Friedrich stickers for you guys to use and stuff. I think that's how that works. That'd be cool. If you want Friedrich stickers and you're not following my profile, you should do that. But if you're already following it, just ignore that because you're already doing that. And if you click the follow button again, it'll unfollow me, and that'll be detrimental. Does Friedrich go to the dentist? Yes, but they don't let him in. He just stands out in the parking lot. He doesn't drive there either, by the way. He gets wheeled over on one of those like one of those dollies, like the little wheels that you like push, like those little prop up dollies. Hey, congrats on 420 perma sprinkler. It's not easy. I did beat 420 mode myself before releasing the game to make sure it was possible. I got to like 4 a.m. 420 perma sprinkler and then lost and just kind of gave up. I was like, whatever, it's beatable. I can maintain that for another 2 hours. Like, power wasn't an issue. So if you're out there and you've beaten 420 perma sprinkler, you're officially better at the game than I am. So good job. I want to spend my charges. Dude, I appreciate that. Yeah, and that'd be another cool thing. get some monetization going. Would not be offended by that. I'm close to 100 followers. Yeah, dude, getting followers is fun. I remember when I first opened the Friedrich's page, I got like 25 followers, and it sounds very small now, but at the time I was like, wow, people are actually looking at my freaking game. It's cool. It's fun. Yeah, Clara and Perma Sprinkler is basically useless. I thought it was kind of an interesting thing. Like 420, they're slower, but there's more things to deal with. Perma Sprinkler, there's less to worry about, but they're just way faster. I thought it made it interesting parallel, but I was saying before, Perma Sprinkler might end up being changed because currently 720 all challenges is totally impossible because everyone moves way too fast. So we're working on it. What's going on here? All right. Blah 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 blah. Why are the animatronics German? I just thought it was. I came up with the name. I made that. What's it called? That 15 Nights Within the Walls of Friedrich's video, like almost a decade ago, and then I was like, I like the name Friedrich, so when I was working on this project, I was like, I'll just call him Friedrich. Then I leaned into it and named everyone else German, but I didn't lean too far into the German culture because I actually know very little about German culture. I didn't want to come off as ignorant, so it's their names, and sometimes the manual says you have to you're a fantastische employee, and that's enough for me. Does Clara care about pizza? She's passionate about pizza. It's probably her favorite thing. Well, yeah, it's probably her favorite thing. Her second favorite is probably biting your face off. But then she turns you into the pizza. So you know what? It all comes together in a satisfying arc. Will Golden Friedrich ever play a role in Five Nights at Friedrich's? I'm not telling. If you want to know what animatronics are in the game, you have to wait. I'll say this much. Of the 3 animatronics, there's one that's totally confirmed. That's Endoskelett. He's probably the only one getting totally confirmed before launch. One other animatronic has been subtly hinted at. Not going to say who. Not going to tell you where those hints are, but if you know, you know. Third animatronic is not going to be mentioned at all until release. And that's the way it's going to be. So, I'm sorry if you're excited for more character reveals, but we are in hush-hush silence mode for the other 2. Should there be skins for Friedrichs? I would love that, but it would be so much work. I saw a comment saying, like, can you add skins for the animatronics in their, like, kid-friendly poster designs? And I would love that. But, it'd be so much work. I'd have to redraw, like, every frame. So if there's skins, it'd be basic stuff like recolors. Like maybe a golden or shadow Friedrich skin for normal Friedrich. Maybe a Springtrap Bernard skin, I don't know. Just stuff that would be a little easier to do. Because it would be a lot of work. But, hey, if someone wanted to, like, decompile the game and make a mod and draw all the sprites themselves, I wouldn't be offended. I just don't want to do it. Do you like Kane's games? I want to play Pop. I may have played the original Pop Goes back when it came out, but I haven't played it. I do really want to. They seem really cool, and I think Kane seems like a cool developer. I respect him. Seems like a good guy. I hope Markiplier plays this game. That'd be awesome, but I don't know. I don't think Markiplier. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't really see much of him these days, but I don't think he's really big on the FNAF fan games anymore. He did play Flumpties, but that was like back in the day when he was more into it. I don't know if he would do it now, but if he did, hey, that'd be cool. I would not be upset at all. I like Markiplier. Why do the animatronics look like flesh and bones? The out-of-universe explanation is that it's fun to draw eyes and teeth and gory bits. I think it's fun to do, and I also like drawing robots, so I decided to mix them. The in-universe explanation is, stay tuned. Don't touch that dial. Would you make a Friedrich's Discord server? I've thought about it. The only thing stopping me is that I don't really have time to moderate stuff like that. Like, not that I think it'd be anything crazy to moderate, but I wouldn't want it like getting out of hand because I can't. I just don't have time to like. I don't spend a lot of time on Discord. I don't have time to like keep an eye on stuff like that. But if someone else wanted to make one and like own it, I'd sign off on that. I'm fine with that. People can make their own Friedrich servers, but I probably won't make an official one for now. There's the Game Jolt community though. That one, I think the game. I like the Game Jolt community. That was a good. I don't remember who suggested it, but that was a good call because I like seeing people's posts. I like the fan art. I like the memes. The one where Friedrich and Co break through the wall and start singing to that scared girl. That was good. Dude, wait, we got one more frame of line art to do. I just realized I've been in La La Land. This is coming on pretty well. All right. Will there ever be voiceovers? I kind of doubt it. In terms of something like a phone guy, I thought about having a phone guy, but I think the manuals ended up being more unique. I kind of liked it better. And I always feel like voice acting for animatronics comes off as kind of corny unless you do it right, and I don't trust myself to do it right. So there probably won't be any. I will say, what there probably will be is a text-to-speech option for the manuals because I saw people requesting that because they're really not able to read it super well, which is fine. Like it's like an accessibility thing, though. It wouldn't be like voice acted. That's probably the closest we'll get, though. Do you care about pizza burgers? I value them. I think they're good. I was going to say, why isn't there a Five Nights at Freddy's game where they make burgers instead of pizza? That's just candies. Why isn't there a fan game concept except for the one that's the most, influential fan game of all time? Will this game have any Henry? Oh, I forgot the name of the guy was Henry. I thought it was, I thought you were talking about the poop enemy from Isaac for some reason. Maybe not in this game, and I don't want to say that like there's more games, but basically they're kind of like how there's a purple fellow in this game. I have been thinking about a gray fellow who will kind of be like the Henry analog. But that's not. I don't know if that'll even happen for this game. We'll see. Yeah, see, I have like ideas for future stuff, but it's not. In this game, there will be no Henry of sorts. Can I say, as an aside, can I just say I find it really funny that like I watch all the playthroughs on YouTube. About maybe 20% of the YouTubers only comment on the fact that there's like a dead purple guy under the desk. Like no, like a lot of people just don't acknowledge it, and I find that really funny because I don't know, I thought having a dead human corpse under the desk in your office would be pretty novel, but we weren't really fazed by it. But that's fine. I think it's funny that people don't acknowledge it. Does Balloon Boy will be a thing one day? Perhaps. Balloon. Oh, I wish I knew German better. Someone look up Google Translate Balloon Boy and get back to me. Hey, Dooley, and you're referencing that's a video on my page you're referencing there. You're not allowed to do that. Oh shit, I drew this on the wrong layer. Come here. Bah. Is the guy under the desk actually purple? Yes, he is purple. It's not a lighting thing. He is truly purple. Oh, is he the actual purple guy? It takes place in a different. This game takes place in a different universe, so there's no actual purple guy. In terms of in this game, though, I guess there's technically two purple guys because there's the fellow under the desk, and then there's you, the player character, who has big purple hands. Do with that info what you will. Verbal guy. His mouth is frankly off center. Oh, now it's like more off center. Yeah, okay. When did you plan this game? Honestly, this was an idea for a game I had for a while before I even really knew how to code. But it just kind of sat in the back of my mind. And then in December, I was kind of like, I was out of FNAF for a while. I got back into it with the movie because I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. But I thought about the game and I was like, maybe I should just try it, you know? So I coded it. And so the characters, I kind of had ideas for their mechanics like for a while. Like I had the idea of like the Chica character cooking a pizza and starting a fire. I had that idea for a while. Friedrich in the vents was an idea I had for a while. Everything else kind of came up during development. I will say there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I'd really like to show off, like old sketches and stuff. I think in the future I won't be able to tease stuff as much because it'll be stuff I don't want to spoil. So maybe during those times I can post some cool behind the scenes stuff because I think that'd be fun to see, like old character designs and like sketches, old mechanics that were scrapped. I think that'd be cool to show off. Balloon Boy is Balloon Jung, but I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. I'm a German like fraud. I need German that I like say or put in the game is stuff I like research heavily before saying because I don't want to look stupid. I don't know how to pronounce Balloon Jung, but that's good to know. What is Felix's favorite food? He can't eat, but he likes. He's nourished by the thrill, if that makes sense. You know, the thrill of spinning the big wheel. Does this game actually have 400 frames of animation? Yes. Technically, it's not all hand-drawn animation. There's stuff that's like tweens, which basically means it's like rather than drawing a new drawing each frame, they're kind of like it's kind of drawings being moved programmatically. So stuff like Friedrich dangling from the ceiling, he's kind of being tweened back and forth. So those aren't hand-drawn technically, but it is 400 plus frames. I went through and I counted the the files when making the trailer because I wanted it to sound cool. Any mini games? I've thought about it. Right now I don't have any planned, but if I decide to make a cool secret findable mini game, I'll do it. It probably wouldn't be anything like complicated or huge. It might just be something stupid. I do think a mini game could be cool to communicate some of the lore ideas because I feel like there's stuff. I've said this before. There's stuff in the demo people haven't really picked up on, which I don't blame them for because it's like really subtle, like stupid stuff you wouldn't think of. But it might be cool to clarify some of the story through mini games if I decide to do it. But that'll be something to decide later. As of now, I don't have it planned. When's the game coming out? Unsure, but I wouldn't say anytime soon. Definitely not like crazy long either, though. Like I hope to have it at the latest early next year, but probably sooner. That's my estimation. It's based on nothing, and it'll probably change. Yes, this is an endoskelett. This is Endoskelett. Welcome back, Deruiz. I hope I'm saying your name right. What did you miss? What did you miss? Well, we're almost done with the line art. In fact, let's do a quick. Oh, he's really I might throw in an extra frame there. He looks a bit jerky here. Will there be collectibles? Thank you. There will be. I mean, there's going to be stars and such. there's gonna. Someone the other day asked me about Game Jolt achievements or like trophies or whatever, and I totally forgot those existed. But yeah, I would like to put those in. So maybe there'd be like little collectible, like achievements tied to little collectibles, perhaps. But we will have to wait and see. This game is crazy. I can just smell it. Well, it's maybe one of the weirder wordings I've ever gotten for a compliment. But thank you. Under what circumstances does the Endo move in the demo? He doesn't move at all in the demo. He is stuck to that table. But he does count as an animatronic. He's technically not a background. He is an animatronic, and in fact, I actually did have parts of his AI coded before, but I decided to cut him from the demo because I didn't want to bloat it too much. So if anyone ever wants to decompile the game and re-enable Endoskeleton's AI, you can do it. He works differently than he will in the full game, but you can totally do that. Bernard is kind of a bit like Kingpin. That's true. And that's fine. I like Kingpin. I'm fine with that. How did you come up with the designs for the animatronics? It was I've started talking, but I'm gonna drink water instead. Actually, I'm gonna be right back because my cup is empty. So give me one moment. Okay, Wasser obtained. Can we swear in chat? Yeah. Yes, yeah, I think that's fine. I have been swearing on the stream a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. I don't think you will get filtered unless Google filters it automatically. Oh yeah, you got it. Okay, cool. What was I saying? Oh yeah, how did I come up with the animatronic designs? Well, they all kind of were based on their mechanics one way or another. Like, what's it called? I knew that Bernard. So first of all, a lot of these characters are based on how they are in the original FNAF, either like how they act or how they're perceived. And like Bonnie was always kind of the more aggressive one, which is why I made him this huge hulking monster. I just thought it'd be really funny for him to be like, what if like all these animatronics try to be kid friendly? What if this guy was just this massive, dangerous robot and like I want people to look at him and wonder, why is this allowed near children? That's what I want. And so that was him. Clara, I wanted her to just be this little thing. I don't know. I knew I wanted it to be a little thing. I wasn't quite solid on circle. I just wanted her to be a little critter. And so a little circle design is what that ended up being. Friedrich was interesting because he originally was just going to be like a cartoon Freddy Fazbear. He wasn't actually going to look all that unique compared to everyone else. He was just kind of look like cartoon Freddy. But then, like, as I designed the rest of the character, I was like, oh, he stands out. He's kind of lame just being a Freddy. So I inflated his mouth and gave him exposed teeth, and sunk his eyes in. That's why he can't fit in the picture. Yeah, he's massive. And then Felix probably went through the most design changes. He also went through the most mechanic changes because I wasn't really sure what to do with him for a while. But once I knew I wanted him to be stationary, or like not much of a threat, more so a hindrance, I thought it'd be funny to just kind of make him this little sad, pathetic thing. Why does Clara have human arms? Well, I don't know, but you gotta admit, it's pretty good at making pizzas. And for scrolling on an iPad, apparently. That's still canon, by the way. That didn't stop being canon just because we stopped talking about it. She watches YouTube Shorts. She freaking loves it. She loves Max Design Pro. She loves it. Here we go. Okay, hey, I think the line art is officially done. We're getting close to 2 hours here. I know I said this would be 2 hours. Probably a bit longer. That's okay. This coloring and shading stuff, it's more tedious, but it takes less time. So we're doing good, guys. Killing it. Let me go through real quick. Get rid of all the background sketches. I gotta say, this is the least organized. Well, maybe not the least organized, but this is a very disorganized frame. It's just the way these frames are sort of very disorganized because I'm only half paying attention. If you look, it's going 1, 5A, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 1A1. That doesn't make no sense. The endoskeleton will be called Endoskelett, which is the German word for endoskeleton. And I will say, the other day I watched a German YouTuber play Friedrichs, and he called the endoskeleton Endoskelett. So you know what? He is a pioneer. He guessed it first. He wins the raffle. Actually, I think someone else gets endoskeleton prior to that, so never mind. Never mind. What kind of accident did Bernard receive to go from a thin bite to a gigantic stitch monster? You, my friend, will have to stay tuned, because there's lore, and it's going to make your brain, it's going to tickle your brain. It's going to feel like you're getting bolts of electricity through it. Longest animation. Probably, honestly, I think the Clara Charlie Brown dance is currently the longest. I think that one. I would say Friedrich dangling is up there, even though it's only a few frames. The way he's hanging back and forth ended up being a lot. A lot of the jump scares are long. Felix getting grabbed is pretty long. How long did it take to draw Endo? Depends. I mean, from start to finish, like a single full body drawing, I don't know, maybe like 40 minutes. Doing this line art apparently has taken close to 2 hours. Did you ever see nightmares about your creations? No, I didn't have a Scott Cawthon experience where Bernard was at my door. That might change though. I'm open to the possibility of being scared. All right, so we're in the coloring part of this of the freaking show. So that's just gonna be, I'm gonna be highlighting the pieces of the color they're gonna be. I'm gonna steal them. I don't have like a character sheet or like a central area to actually see this stuff. So the way I do is I just go to old pieces and I just steal the colors off it. This is endoskeleton with shading. This is him without. This is what the colors look like. Isn't that crazy? Makes you wonder. This show stage here, this is them all unshaded, and then you put the shading on. I don't have an easy way of doing it right now. Isn't that crazy? Makes you wonder. Yeah, I've always been kind of crap at coloring. I never really had a good sense for color choices. So what's really helped with this game, if you little artists out there who want some tips, if you kind of apply like a transparent color over top of everything, it helps it blend a bit nicer. Like this shading here, there's a few layers to it. One of them is just adding a purple tint to everything, and it creates a more interesting lighting effect, because I feel everything in this building is kind of purple. Purple is the color of this first game here. So do that and it helps it blend a little better. But anyways, we're going to be doing some coloring here. Oopsie daisy. How sad were you when MatPat left the channel? I mean, I hadn't actually watched Game Theory in a while, but I did like his stuff. But I don't know. I think, like, I get why people were sad, but it's really probably the best circumstances you can leave YouTube. I want to leave YouTube because I'm happy and I want to spend time with my family. That's probably best case scenario. At least he wasn't like outed as a creep or like killed or something. Like, but yeah, I liked his stuff. What's on Friedrich's legs? They are, what do you call them? Little metallic locks. I guess you could call them spring locks in a way, but it's really just a big cage to keep him from walking. Like it locks up his leg joints. Did I say first game? Whoops. Look, like I said, I have a sequel. I have ideas for a sequel, but I'm not promising anything. We got to see how this one goes. We got to see if it's sustainable for me to keep making these. Is that a Binding of Isaac reference in the end? Is it? I like Binding of Isaac. What, I'm not sure what reference you mean. Oh, these eyes kind of look like the pop item. Is that what you're getting at? They do. That's a good point. I mean, that's just subliminal. I really like Isaac. I would say Binding of Isaac's art inspires a lot of mine, I would say. That's definitely true. I will also say, what's it called? I've seen a lot of people compared the art style to like the old kind of like Flash art style or like Newgrounds. Like I've heard people say like it looks like Castle Crashers. That wasn't necessarily intentional, but I see where they're getting it. And I did, I mean, I used to love those old like Castle Crashers and like all those old Flash games like Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac. That so I'm sure my style draws a lot from that, and I'm glad people like that because it wasn't necessarily intended, but I'm glad. Does Clara make pineapple pizza? I would say probably. I don't think she's shy about it. I think I don't even think. Well, you know, maybe I'm lying. I was gonna say she doesn't even like necessarily eating the pizza. She definitely does because she eats you in the game over screen. But she also really likes making it. I think she sees it as an adventure. I'm glad you like the animations. Xavi, Xavi. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. But yeah, when I was doing the animations, I remember I got kind of discouraged because I was like, oh, people aren't even gonna like see most of these. Like, Bernard has so many animations for entering and exiting each camera that people just haven't really seen, and that kind of was demotivating to me. But I was like, whatever. Like I'd already done this much, I'll just keep doing it, and if people see it's like a cool secret, and people like it, so I'm glad that I kept doing it. A Night 6 boss fight with Friedrich with his legs open. That would be funny. I would like to show in some official capacity that when Friedrich takes his legs out of that thing, he's like, he's just a menace. He's feral. Yep, there's a Bernard entering office animation. I'll tell you what, it was hard. That was one of the harder ones to do. I like some animations just make sense to me and they just end up working out fine. Some of them I end up having to redo a few times. I remember Bernard entering was weird because I couldn't figure out the motion. It kept looking more like he was growing out of the door rather than like walking in. Also, Friedrich in the vent, I had a lot of trouble getting that angle. In fact, for his third stage, I did the whole thing, color shaded everything, and then I put it in the game and I was like, this looks like garbage. So I had to redo all of it and that really stunk, but I think it looks okay now. Why does Bernard stay in your office a few seconds before killing you? It's based on in FNAF 1 when how Bonnie and Chica can enter the office, but they don't kill you until the camera's up and you know that they're in because you hear like the wheezing. I always thought that was kind of interesting. So it is based on that. What do you make music on? I use FL Studio, and I'm really not the guy to come to for music advice because I'm really bad at it. I've been trying to learn though. I've been wanting to figure out music stuff because I want the full game to have more music, and so I've been working on it. I think I'm getting a little better, but it's I'm very amateurish for music. I only kind of make it when I have to for games. It's not my first. It's not something I've practiced as much as drawing or coding. But yeah, I use FL Studio. What body part will Endoskelett be using in the game over screen? I haven't thought about it. One thing that could be kind of cool, maybe, what if he like wears you like a skin suit because he's like a skeleton? That could be interesting. That might be too gruesome though. I don't know. I never know how far to go with the gruesome stuff. I was worried that the game over screens would be too far, but I think people didn't like them. I guess they're not that bad. It's all kind of cartoony. I was just afraid that like YouTubers might not like it, but I don't think anyone's really been disturbed by it. You know, it's good. It really isn't. Yeah. I don't think it's that bad, but it's, you know, I was definitely second guessing it. I'm sure there's way worse shit in the actual FNAF games. I mean, you got Springtrap. Just whenever I was worried something was too gruesome, I was like, oh, Springtrap exists. Just remember Springtrap exists and you're fine. How old is every animatronic? You know, I'll say they were built 4 years ago. They're 4 years old. They are 4. That's the lore. I'm sticking to it. Get lore dropped. That means nothing. That means nothing to anyone. I could have said any number, but you know what? That's the lore. I'm sticking to it. Should have had a game mode that adds flowers. That would be kind of funny. Like just instead of Friedrich being covered in blood, he's covered in like little sparkles and glitter. That'd be cute. There should be more cartoonish FNAF fan games. I agree. I like them. I like Flumpties. There's some other really cool, like, I don't know, less underrated ones. Have you guys seen less underrated ones that are? I mean to say they're underrated. Have you guys seen Not There on what's it called, on Game Jolt? I think that one seemed really cool. I remember I found it and I was like, oh no, this actually looks kind of similar to Friedrich's because it also has laser doors. This was before I made my own Game Jolt page, but I like that one. It's called Not There. If you want to check it out, it looks kind of cool. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know why 2D games are more rare. I feel like because the original FNAF games are 3D, they kind of attract a fan base that's more interested in 3D graphics, which is why you get so many fan games made by people who know 3D. I'm really bad at 3D. I don't know anything about it, so that's why I chose to go 2D. But I think I like it. I don't know what these are, by the way. These little, I mean, I guess they're veins. I drew them on the first one, and I was like, I want to keep doing it. Should these be thicker? I'm gonna make them thicker. This guy will have a jump scare. I won't say what he'll do during it, but he will definitely do it. He is lethal. Will you extend the power supply in 520? It's going to be 720 TBH. But yeah, I think I almost definitely will have to because the power in 420 mode is very, very tight. And I actually thought about extending it, but I got a win on a blackout, and I was like, that's good enough. But then I've seen people beat it with like 20% power left, so it shows what I know. But I will definitely expand it, because the power is super, super tight in 420 as it is. You have to be really fast. Which I don't mind, but I don't want it to get any tighter. He looks so much like an iPad kid. I'm sorry, I can't... I hate to keep bringing it up, but like, I can hear him mouth breathing from here. Yeah, they're like veins. They're also like wires. I don't really know what to make of them. They may be a mix of both. These characters, you know, they're vibes. They're based on vibes, and right now I'm vibing with big red lines coming out of his eyeballs. Do you plan the animatronics for adding them? I definitely do plan it. The way I designed the original 4 and the way I'm trying to keep it is kind of like FNAF 4 or maybe like Sister Location Custom Night, where each character does their own thing, and they kind of like each time whatever time you spend on one takes away time you're spending on another, and so it's kind of like, I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. The game just kind of becomes like each character kind of has their own checks and balances. Like if you keep the sprinkler on to deal with Clara, suddenly Bernard's a lot angrier, and if you sit in the closet, sit in the office, so Bernard doesn't get you, Friedrich or Clara will get you. You know, like you kind of want to have that balance of like, oh, stopping one irritates the other, and so I'm trying really hard to keep that balance. It's definitely harder with 7 animatronics than it is with 5. So yeah, I plan it pretty extensively. Sometimes I'll change it if I don't like it. Like Felix was changed. Felix, well, I had a lot of different ideas, but the one I ended up coding in initially was that he would, same thing, he stops the laser, but he has a random chance of coming in on a camera flip, and you get rid of him by flipping the camera again. Kind of like Yendo in Sister Location, and I liked that, but I didn't like, once I added the camera animation, like the flipping up actual animation, it felt a lot slower to flip the camera. For reference, the camera flip is about as long as the FNAF 1 camera flip, which is twice as long as the Sister Location one. So you spend a lot of time flipping, is what I'm saying. So it didn't feel good, so I went with the spinning wheel mechanic, because clicking a button felt a lot more responsive than flipping it. And I also made it so his office entry, Felix is scripted. The times he come to the office, well, it's not totally scripted, but it's based on camera flips. So on 20 difficulty, every third flip he comes in. So once you know that, he becomes a lot easier to plan around. He's not RNG, because I know people freaking hate RNG. I hate it too. Don't worry. And yeah, that was the design process for that fellow. I'm adding some little details to the endoskeleton. I'm realizing he looks a bit flat here. So I've been missing some questions here because I was rambling like crazy. Does Mr. Cupcake exist in these universe? There is a cupcake on the office desk. I don't know. I will say I kind of drew it just to drew it. I drew it just to drew it. I drew it just to draw it. I don't know whose cupcake that is. You would assume Clara, but she's not. She never holds it or uses it. So I don't know whose that is. I don't know what it's there for, but it's a delicious cupcake. Give me 1 second here. Sorry about that. What was I saying? What the heck was I saying? Something or other. Oh yeah, the cupcake. I don't know whose cupcake that is, but I like it. I like his vibes. Yeah, sorry. I had to take a quick 5. But I'm back now. Did you reverse the animation of the camera? Yeah, the camera flip is the same animation going back and forth. That is correct. Have you ever thought about having keyboard controls for the laser door? I did try that. I had a version of the game that had hotkeys as well as using the mouse, but honestly, it felt too easy. You could kind of do things too quickly. I feel like hotkeys are only really good if you can't do it with the mouse, you know? Like, hotkeys make sense in, like, Sister Location and UCN because of how fucking crazy fast and hectic they are, but for a game like this, I think mouse worked fine, so I took it out because it felt too easy. I see Bernard rolling to my office like a boulder. That would be cool. He's like a big Sonic the Hedgehog type critter. I'd like that. I would like to make this line thicker, please. Can I do a little? No, do a little. Followed by a little boink. Yes. You're too small. Why does Felix have no running animation? I did think about doing that, but ironically, I think him having an animation would make him slower. I like the idea that the instant you flip up the camera, he's already like almost there. Like he's too fast to have an animation. Is basically the answer to that. What would you change in UCN? I actually like UCN. I like UCN more than the average person, I would say, even though I recognize it sucks. For reference, I'm not like a crazy max mode fellow, but I have gone as far as 4920. I've beaten 4920, and I tried learning the death coin sequence. Got bored. Not bored. I got just tired of it. So maybe I'll come back to it someday. But I think UCN. It's just the RNG is really demoralizing, and I get that the strategy that people do, the reason it's so RNG heavy is because you're ignoring half the characters, but I guess I would have made it a bit more reliable and consistent. I don't really like too much RNG stuff, but I think UCN's fun. Will there be a mobile version? I get a lot of questions about that. I'll probably do it in some capacity. Here's the issue. Here's the issue, and some of you already know because I've talked about this before. I can't put it on an app store because Scott will get mad because he doesn't like it when you put fan games on like official stores, even if they're free, because it takes away from like search. It like affects the brand, which is totally fair. So what I would have to do instead of using an app store, I would have to make a mobile version of the game and distribute it myself. So I would have to do that and then put it on GameJolt. But the problem with that is that people will have to jailbreak their phone, which isn't so bad on Android, but it's very hard on iOS. They would have to do that to play the mobile version, which I kind of hate to make them do. But if there's no other way, I'll do it because I know people want it. But that's the trouble with mobile versions, is that I can't put them on the store. I'd have to distribute it manually. But if enough people want it, and it seems like a lot of people want it, I'll do a build of it and put up the app, and people can do what they want with it. But yeah, that's the tricky. Don't people use GameJolt on phone? I know GameJolt can. I know GameJolt does have. GameJolt's got like browser game support, right? I don't know how it works with mobile apps. I'd have to look into it. I'm pretty new to GameJolt. If you guys have any advice or tips on how to make mobile game distribution easier, I'm all ears because I definitely want to do it. Yeah, I got super sidetracked. Sorry. Let's get these colors going, people. Yabba dooba dee da. Okay. Cast fun facts. Sure. I'm gonna get this as an empty folder. Fun fact. Did you know that, like in-universe facts or like development facts or both? I can do both even. Let's see. Did you know that Friedrich? Can you tell I'm not making this up as I go? Friedrich in universe, he is. I can't think of anything. I'm sorry. Let's think. My favorite boss in Crash. Ooh. Depends on the game. I like Tiny Tiger. I think he's cool. I like Engine. I like his big missile head. and that's my fun fact about Friedrich, is that I really like Tiny Tiger from Crash. Did you know that Friedrich, the teeth on his mouth are I was going to confirm if they're real or fake, but I'm thinking about it now. I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on it. Because, like, I want to say they're fake, but also why would they be there? So maybe they're real. Why would they? Here's a fact. Did you know the guy who made these animatronics is a freak? Did you know he's freaking nuts? Who's the guy under the desk? He... Oh man, I can't tell you. Dang it! I'm trying to think of what I can tell you. That is a man. That is a human character under the desk. Yeah, okay, that's what I'm talking about. The characters in this game, the people, they just look like William Afton sprites. They're all the humans in this game are just like purple fellows. I guess a bit like Day Shift at Freddy's like that. Well, they're not all purple, but guard is purple. Guy under the desk is purple. Thought it was a whale. Yeah. Freak behavior. You're banned. I'm just trolling. I'm not gonna ban anyone. Can you give a hint in the lore? Here's a hint. Here's a hint. Bernard didn't always look like that, and I know what you're thinking. Yeah, obviously. Look at the poster. I'm saying, you should. All right. Here's a little homework. Here's some mission for you. I want you guys to tap your brain and think about. Bernard looks really different, right? Where did he get the parts for that? Why do you think he looks so different? How do you think he got so different looking? Why did more streams like this? Perhaps. I don't think it'll be on a regular schedule because life is hectic and I'm not really able to plan it. But like I wouldn't be able to do one next weekend, for example. But in the future, sure. This has been fun. Could we have queso as a challenge? Yeah, sure. Why not? Is there a deeper reason why the guards signed up? There is. Perhaps. This sucks. I can't answer anything. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really... Hey, guys, come to my Q&A stream. Ask a question. I can't tell you that because it would compromise the integrity of the game. What's their favorite colors? That finally a freebie. Finally a layup. Friedrich likes black. That's why he's got a black hat, black buttons, black microphone. Bernard likes red. That's why he's got a red tie. Clara is one of those kids where you're like, what's your favorite color? And she's like, I like rainbow. And you're like, that's not a color, that's a palette. But she doesn't let up. Felix likes green because it's the color of money. And Endoskelett has no thoughts or feelings or opinions on anything. Your work is so hard. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Oy vey. Yeah, the coloring's easy, but man, is it freaking tedious. It's it takes a lot of just doing the same thing over. I'm trying to think. I would say coloring is probably my least favorite part of the process because it's just doing the same thing over and over. At least shading is also the same thing over and over, but it's like easier. This one is like it's like color by numbers. Endoskelett likes blue. Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Hot tips for Clip Studio Paint. I'm pretty new to it. I only started using it last, I don't know, October, September perhaps. I would say hot tips. I guess if you want to animate stuff easier, you should look into doing like keyframes because you can do stuff like motion tweening. Like you could have a little keyframe of Endoskelett. Like what if we wanted him to like we want him to like go over here because we're little freaks. Then when it like animates the in-betweens for you. So that's how I do stuff like Friedrich dangling. I really just have the start point and the end point of him going back and forth, and then it fills the in-between, and that's really helpful. That's helpful. More Q&A streams? Yeah, if I ever do an art stream, it'll probably also be a Q&A stream because it's easier to talk about stuff while drawing. And if it's a Q&A, I don't have to like think of what to talk about. People will just give me the topics. Appreciate that. Wolfgang tastes in music. Friedrich likes doo-wop, and he also likes jazz, and that's why he's got that music box that does it. Bernard, would you believe a big Swiftie, big fan of Taste Sway? Would you believe that? Because that's true. Clara listens to she listens to all kinds of music, but she only listens to like those piano MIDI covers. She doesn't listen to the originals at all. She only listens to the MIDI covers. And Felix, Felix doesn't listen to music. Felix sits in a dark room quietly. See, Felix listens to like those videos where it's like ASMR. Goku tells you that you're a good boy. He listens to that. But it's like just because it makes him feel good. It's not like it's nothing weird. He just likes it. Clara likes hard rock. I could see that too. I could see her liking that. Must imagine Felix having arms. He had arms back then. He had some great arms. I mean, you saw the drawing in The Office. He was that kid drew him as like jacked. It's a little generous, perhaps, but yeah, he used to be cool. He used to tug on his little bow tie. It's a shame. What's Endoskelet's taste in music? Literally just like dial-up sounds and like fax machine noises. And he headbangs to that shit as well. Will there be a Golden Freddy equivalent? I mean, look, we wanted Golden Friedrich for the demo. I was calling him. I kept calling him. I was saying, buddy, can you be in? He said, maybe. I don't know. But, yeah. Basically, huge scheduling conflict. He's spending all summer in the Finger Lakes. I wish him luck, by the way, because he works hard, he deserves a break, but, yeah, we just couldn't make it happen, scheduling conflict. We had to get Mike Ehrmantraut to do the stand-in from Breaking Bad. Wasn't he in Las Vegas? I don't, he did stop in Vegas. In all seriousness, where did the Vegas thing come from? Because the Finger Lakes is in, like, New York, but then I saw people started saying Vegas, and I just kind of went with it, but, it's just like a meme, I like it. I'm a fan of it. You just make these animations and slip them into the game. Isn't that complicated? I did want to show the process of putting them in the game, but I kind of can't. Well, maybe I'll find a way. But basically, the game itself is full of spoilers right now because I've been implementing the other characters, and I don't want you guys to see it yet. But okay, what can I show? What can I show that won't compromise the integrity? Basically, what's going to happen is that all these frames that I drew, I'm going to remove the background. They're going to get exported as transparent thingies, and then in Godot, there's like an animation editor where you can put all the frames together, make it into an animation, and then you can tell the game to play that animation at any point. So the way it's formatted in Clip Studio Paint isn't necessarily what it's going to look like in the final game. For example, Bernard here there's no entrance animation for Bernard in the West Hall because he just steals frames from his exit animation. I think his enter animation is like that. If I recall, he goes like that. So, yeah, each image is exported separately and then chained together. I thought about doing a sprite sheet, but because they're so massive, like they're all really big pictures. That's why, if you ever wonder why the game takes so long to load, that's why. And I apologize for that. There's really not a much better way to do it, unfortunately. You just thought of it. That's what I thought. I like the Vegas thing, though. I think that's a Golden Friedrich in Vegas goes kind of hard, and I'm not afraid to say it. How long do you think the FNAF franchise will last? I don't, not anytime. It won't end anytime soon. It's very. even at its worst, even at its like least popular, I should say, it's been very influential. And I gotta say, I feel like the movie brought a lot of hype back for it. It got me back into it, frankly. But yeah, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Any voices for them? Friedrich's voice is it sounds exactly like every like Freddy Fazbear fan voicing you've heard, where it's like a deep voice, like a or. It's that. Bernard's voice, he just growls. He's just like a big tiger. It's literally tiger.mp3 off of freesounds.com. Clara doesn't say anything, but she screams. And then Felix sounds exactly like Funtime Foxy. And then Endoskeleton sounds like... That's what Endoskeleton sounds like. Where does Friedrich's take place? It takes place in the United States, despite being German. It's a restaurant trying to seem... What do you call it? It's trying to seem exotic. So it throws in little German words here and there, but it's American. You know what? I'll say this because this is information you can find. It takes place in Pennsylvania, and that is mentioned in the game, in the demo. For all you eagle-eyed viewers. Why does that matter? It doesn't. But makes you think. If you ever go to Philadelphia, visit the Liberty Bell, visit the Philly cheesesteaks, you can say, "This is where Friedrich's is." You can say that. Yeah. Oh, hey, Taco DDR, what's up? I like recognizing people from Game Troll. I see the names, I'm like, wow. Wow, the people. The comments that I read. I like it. It's good to see you guys. Does Clara's hands have a disease? They look a little sickly, huh? I don't know. I mean, I guess the disease is that they're attached to a big robot. That's enough to make anyone sickly. What do you plan to add in 5 Nights at Friedrich's? I mean, let's go down the list. We're getting 3 new animatronics. One we know, you're looking at them right now. The other 2 are a bit more of surprises. 3 are 2 more challenges in addition to Perma Sprinkler, which are coded, but I have to rebalance because currently 720 all challenges is impossible. The nights are gonna get crazy. If you're expecting 5 nights of the same gameplay but with like extra animatronics, don't expect that. There's gonna be some surprises, some twists. There's not gonna be a night 6. I'll say that. It's gonna be 5 nights in the custom night. Yeah, I don't know. I never really saw the need for a night 6 in games. Like, I like when it's there, but I feel like in 5 nights we can get the same stuff. The same things. Like, people always make night 6 crazy. Why don't you just make night 5 crazy? It's called 5 Nights at Friedrich's. So yeah, it's gonna be 5 nights in a custom night. Yes. The establishment is called Friedrich's Pizza, and that's... I don't remember if it has like... I don't think I've come up with a name for the parent company yet. Maybe I did. If I did, it's in the manual. If it's not in the manual, then I didn't think of it. You made Endoskelett art. Cool, yeah, definitely post it. I love seeing people post stuff in the community. It's really fun to see. I love the fan art, and I love the memes. It's fun. And I like seeing people theorize too. It's cool. I like seeing what people notice. I will say, I was so gratified when people found the Finger Lakes Easter egg. That was great to see because I really thought no one was going to find it. I remember I would watch videos and people would like look at the posters. I even saw a few videos where people would click the nose, but they didn't click the nose enough times, so the Easter egg wouldn't pop up. And I was like, "You're so close. You were almost the first person to find it." But people found it now. What the hell? There we go. Have there been incidences? I would say so. I would say there have been incidences, and they are incidences that have resulted in, well, they make things that look like this, I suppose. You know? You know what I'm saying? What would happen to Friedrich and Flumpty if they switched universes? I don't know as much about Flumpty's lore, but isn't Flumpty basically omnipotent? Can't he like warp anywhere, go anywhere, do anything? I feel like, and I hate to admit it because they're my babies, but I feel like Flumpty would solo the entire Friedrich's cast. They just can't hold a candle. I'm getting all turned around here. I'm getting all crazy. Do you like the meme of Felix I made on Game Troll? Is it a recent one, or I haven't looked at the community today yet, so if it's from today, I haven't seen it yet. But otherwise, I probably have seen it. I'm just not sure which one you're referring to. Is there gonna be a night 6? No. I think the main 5 nights will kind of do everything. They'll kind of have like the main difficulty curve, and then what's it called? Custom night will be for the crazies, for the max mode heads. 2D, 3D games are better than normal 2D games. It depends. I like 3D quite a bit. I'm just not good at it. I love the Five Nights at Freddy's aesthetic. I really like Scott's models. I think they have a really unique vibe about them, but I am just so bad at 3D, so I went for 2D, which I prefer it, but I think 3D is very cool too. Is the amount of nose clicks random? It's 10 clicks to get the Easter egg. 10 clicks every time. You plan to make merchandise? I've thought about it. If I do, it won't be till after the game is out because I feel kind of hacky selling merch for a game that technically doesn't exist yet. But if I do merch, definitely will be a lot closer to the game's release. You'll hear about it on Game Jolt. I don't know what kind of merch I'd make. How many frames are left? To color? 3. This one is just a copy and paste that's like deformed, so I can just copy and paste that. There's 3 full frames left to color. And then we're going to shade it, but shading's easy. I'm going to estimate we're going to be done around 3. If we're not, I might have to go around 3 anyway. But I'm going to try to finish it because I want you guys to see the full process. Does Friedrich have family? In a sense, I suppose. I did like the his cousin on the Game Jolt page. What was his name? Like Fubi or something? I liked him. I think he's canon now. That doesn't mean anything to me because of time zones. Sorry, 25 minutes. Which now I said out loud seems kind of crazy, but we're going to try to do it. Again, I will say this is probably the most disorganized Clip Studio file I've ever had because I'm focused, but I'm also not exactly focused because I'm doing question stuff, which is fine. I don't care as long as it looks fine in the end. I will survive. There's been 2 pieces of fan art made on. Awesome! I can't wait to look at them. I probably won't look till after stream, but yeah, I can't wait to see it. What's your release date goal? I'm hoping no later than early next year. Maybe sooner, may end up being a little later. I'm hoping sooner. I know that I'm setting a minimum 6 months, or I guess 5 months now, since it's been a month since I released the demo, but demo took 6 months. I feel like there's no way this will take any less time than the demo. I forgot his things. Whoopsie daisies. Ha ha ha. I'm a little scatterbrained. Alright. Gillian aftershave. Yeah. There was a lot of murders, but he didn't stuff him in the suit. He just like threw him in a river. And then later, unrelated, Friedrich ran outside and bit a child's head off. Take your time. I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are like understanding. Because the last thing I want to do is like go radio silent and keep everyone waiting. Doing my best to keep you all updated, and hopefully this stream is enough to kind of demonstrate what a day-to-day is like working on this thing, because this is basically what I would do. This is basically how I do all the animations. Some are more complicated than others. You'll notice in the poll I said we can either do West Hall or Supply Closet. I did not mention doing office animations because I don't want to do those right now. They're going to be really complicated and they're going to take way longer. So, but you know, it's all in good fun. It's taking me a month to code 10 minute game. Dude, making games is hard. You don't really get it till you try it and you're like, oh. And then you kind of realize why there's so many games that are like bad. You're like, why don't they just make the game good? Well, it's because it's apparently really freaking hard. You made Frebby. Yes, I like Frebby. Frebby is, as far as I'm concerned, Frebby is canon. What was your inspiration for character designs? It was said before a little bit, but Friedrich is definitely subconsciously inspired by Garfield. I also feel like he's got a bit of Goofy in him. Who else? Bernard? I'm trying to think what Bernard is inspired by, because I've definitely seen characters like him before. I just can't remember. Like, I can't think of one off the top of my head. Clara, it's funny, a lot of these inspirations I don't realize till people point them out, but Clara's head is definitely inspired by, like, Club Penguin. Remember, like, the stupid, like, all the, like, profile pictures, the penguin was making that stupid face? She kind of ends up being based on that. And then Felix, I don't know. Honestly, Felix kind of reminds me of Mangle more than actual Foxy, just because he's on that little spine. It's like a head on like a stick. Making a full Five Nights game is taking me 3 months. Yeah, it's tough. And it depends on the kind of game you're making, but a lot of that time ends up going somewhere. But yeah, for me the main bulk of time was definitely animation. Like the full gameplay was done in like a month, and like granted it went through changes that definitely were for the better, but the main bulk of it was just animating this stuff. What happened to Felix? He's not doing well. He lost his iconic jacket, he lost his bow tie, he lost his hands that let him pull on the bow tie. He's tragic. The more I think about it, I feel kind of bad. I'm like, why did I invent this character just to make him sad when I could have been nice to him? Do you use placeholder art or draw it out? I definitely have placeholder art. In fact, if you decompile the demo, you will find placeholder art of Endoskelett. But yeah, there's a lot of placeholder art. There's placeholder art for everyone. In fact, I even thought of having a optional mode for the game where you can enable the placeholder art, but that could get complicated, so I don't want to commit to it. But yeah, there's placeholder art to be sure, and it's usually just MS Paint scribbles that I will go back to later. Did you think to become a person like Scott? I actually do. I admire a lot about how Scott kind of. The thing I always liked about Scott is how he interacted with the fan base. I thought he was always pretty good with that. I know I know it created problems. I know it creates drama on occasion, but I always liked. I don't know. It always felt like he actually cared about, like, looking at what the fans are doing and like keeping everyone updated in content. I really like that. I feel like a lot of developers have a tendency to go radio silent, which I don't blame them for. I think that's a totally fine way to do it. You probably get more work done that way. But I always liked how Scott was on Reddit and stuff. Goodbye, FNAF Floor 87. Well, thanks for stopping by. But yeah, Scott was cool. I remember he left a comment on one of my fan arts like forever ago, and I enjoyed that. What color is William? Is he still purple? There are two purple fellows, and neither of them are named William. I'll say that. One of them is called Alan Fritter, as you know, and he's you, dude. He's freaking you. What's complicated placeholder art mode? The fact that the placeholder art doesn't actually have any animations. So when the code goes to trigger an animation, it's not going to find one. It won't be hard to fix. I'll just have to add support for it, which I think I'd be willing to do it. It also means I would have to store all the placeholder images in the game files, which will increase the game size, which is why I'm on the fence about it, but we'll see. If I do it, it'll be cool. I will also say the place before I drew the backgrounds, I used a bunch of images from The Simpsons. I looked up Simpsons supply closet and Simpsons vent, and those were the backgrounds for a while. So I'd probably have those in too. Yeah, he. Oh my God! Wait, he looks like an iPad kid because he is one. That makes so much sense. You ever heard of "You Are What You Eat"? Well, here you frickin' go. This is what happens. This is what happens when you watch Max Design Pro a little too much. I totally could just make a moving PNGs. It's just, it's just, no matter how I do it, it's work, and it's work that I could be putting into something else. I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I think there's a good chance it will happen, but it won't be easy. How long did it take to draw the main four? It depends. Bernard, as I said before, is the hardest. Endoskelet's pretty hard too, actually. Because he sucks to color. Because thankfully I'm not doing a full body thing. But look how many I don't know. Why'd I do it like this? I'm literally in control of how these characters look, and I make them so complicated. It just sucks to color each wire, make sure they're colored correctly. It's a shame, but you know what? We do what we do. What are the gang's favorite video games? Friedrich. What is Friedrich like? I feel like Friedrich would play Pac-Man, but he'd get crazy, original Pac-Man, but he'd be really into it. And I feel like Bernard, as I said, Bernard plays Call of Duty, and he's not healthy. He has a toxic relationship with the game for sure. It's not good for his mental state, but he doesn't stop. Clara doesn't play video games. Clara is too cool for video games. She makes pizza instead. Except sometimes she plays Cooking Mom. Felix Felix just gambles. I don't. Do those count as video games? In a way, they kind of are. They got screens. There's gameplay and such. Do you have any lore plans? Oh yes. Oh, absolutely. I've said this before. I'll say it again. There's nuggets of lore in the demo that are unbeknownst currently, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll get there. No, that's totally true. Clara would play. Clara has like an iPhone just full of just the most garbage games, like games you've never even like heard of. Half of them are like Flappy Bird clones. Like 20% of them are like Angry Birds clones. A lot of like bootleg versions of games, but she doesn't have the originals, even though they're also like free, and there'd be no reason not to have them. We don't know why. We don't know why. She would also play Subway Surfers and watch Family Guy clips. And honestly, good for her. She's living the best life. What is the scariest animatronic? Depends. I don't know. I always thought Clara's animatronic... what the heck? Clara's jump scare was probably the freakiest. And that was kind of by design, because I thought... Because she has the like nicest little design, I thought it'd be funny to give her just a really awful jump scare. Just a really gruesome one. I think Bernard can be pretty scary. I don't think any of them are particularly scary, just for the record, because they walk the line of like unsettling, but they're mostly like goofy cartoons, which I like. I think Bernard can get kind of scary though. Endoskelet's kind of creepy looking too. Now that I'm looking at, well, now he looks like a stick, but the heart comes from stress. Yeah, that's true. That's kind of what I was going for. I thought it's less of like a gruesome horror and more like a panic. 'Cause that's how I was kind of like that about the FNAF games. I always felt like they're known for like the horror and everything, but I feel like mechanically they're pretty solid, like in terms of like stressing you out. What personality do you think each character would have? Let's see. I mean, we talked about this a little bit. Friedrich is I mean, he's the head honcho. He's the man in charge. He is... I don't know what that means for his personality. I guess it just means he's a... he gets things done. He's cool. He's got his pinstripe suit. He's smoking his stogie in the back, and, like, he orders the hit, and then it happens. That's his personality. Bernard is, like... He's like, stoic. And, like, he's big and scary looking, but he doesn't want trouble. He just wants to, like... He lives a quiet life. Clara's an iPad kid. We've talked about this at length. And then Felix, he's just sad. He's not doing well. He's really not doing well for himself. That's his personality. His personality is that he's sad. Yeah, Endoskelett is going to be a door animatronic, but when he enters, he's not just going to kill you right away. He's going to do something else that I'm not telling you. Ha ha ha. But you'll see a teaser for it at some point. Will Felix have a shotgun in Fifth Night? I could see that. It's like Chekhov's gun, but it's Friedrich's gun, and it's the literal gun. Alright, we're almost done with the coloring, folks. This is exciting. This is cool. Then we can get to the shading portion of the program, and then we'll be good. And then, after this, maybe not right after stream, but later today, I'll post a teaser of him in game so you can see what it looks like. Just so we can get the final the final view of it all. He looks so weird. If you made a puppet, what would you name it? I would probably, well, okay, so let's see. My naming process for the original 4 was just looking up German names. Like, I went to babynames.com, looked up German names, and just found ones that sounded most similar to the original. So, like, you know, Bonnie Bernard, Chica Clara, Foxy Felix. And then for other ones, like Endoskelett, I just put Endoskeleton into Google Translate and got that. So if there was a marionette, if there was a puppet, I would probably just put puppet into Google Translate to see what we get. Das Pupen. I don't know. I made that up. It's probably not that. Golden Friedrich wins the gambling and Felix loses the gambling. Well, how do you think Golden Friedrich got gold? That's gold plating. He paid for that. That's real. He weighs like 2 tons as a result, but he looks awesome. Did you think to make a secret ending and putting it at the game? Right now, I'm not planning on that. I think there's just going to be the one ending. If there is another ending, it might just be like a... If I think of a funny opportunity to put in a bad ending, I might do it. But I think it's just going to have the one ending. Glad you like the animation. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. I like doing it. I like making these guys goofy. It's fun. It's what's going on here? What's with the? Why can't I? Oh, I'm using the eraser. Duh. Okay. What do you do with your free time? This? No, let's see. When I'm not doing this, I mean, I recently graduated college, and that took up a lot of my time. But now I'm officially unemployed, so when I'm not doing this, I'm looking for jobs that pay money. And then I play some games. What do I play? I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley lately. That game's fun. Play a lot of Isaac. I play 5 Nights at Freddy's, as you may have heard. I may have heard of that game. Yeah. What camera do you think is most important? Either the kitchen. I mean, it's a toss-up between the kitchen, Friedrich, and the laser. I would say Friedrich, just because that's the only one you have, or the vent, I guess. It's the only one you have to look at. Like, you could turn on the sprinkler, never look at Clara. Felix only moves every 3rd flip, so I would say the laser one is the most important. I do look up my game on YouTube quite a bit because I like seeing the new playthroughs. I sort by new and I watch them. I try to leave a comment on every one because I like when people play it. Anyways, we are done with this portion except for this frame, but we're gonna copy and paste that later. Don't you worry about it. All right, hey, we're going. Yeah, Daco's playthrough was by far the most popular, I would say. A lot of popular Spanish YouTubers played it, which like is cool. I am not super familiar with the Spanish side of the community because I don't speak Spanish, but that's cool to see. So now we're going to do some shading, and this will be easy peasy lemon squeezy. And we're going to see the process. So step 1, we go to the folder, and we select all transparent pixels. Then we invert it. So now we have the whole character selected. Then we go over to the show stage, and this is the iconic purple that I shade every character with. And I keep it here in this file because it's definitely not the best way to do it, but that's how I do it. I go to shading. I add a new layer. Did I do it? Oh, I did it. And then I go, he's purple. You're thinking, he's way too purple. You set it to 44 transparency. There he is. There he blows. Talk about a purple guy. And then, get a little 60 opacity fellow on top. we go for black gradient, black to transparent circle gradient, and I focus on the face and I go goo goo goo. Bah. Might be a little too dark. A little boo boo boo. Yeah, that's fine. And then shading the flats is probably the hardest part, but I do a little 22% opacity. I pick like a 20 thickness pen usually, and then I just start doing what feels right. Like this side here can probably all get a little darker. Let's go like under the mouth perhaps. I like to go around the eyes. I think that's fun. And then yeah, this is the process. So the flats is probably the longest bit of it, but it's not bad. So we're gonna run through, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna call it, because I gotta go soon. But this has been cool. Yeah, I really like Dako's video. He did find Friedrich really funny, and I appreciate that. You know, I mean, Dako's like a super nice guy. Like I appreciate how nice he was, and I like I'm very flattered by it. Like, it's one thing for Dako to play a game, but he called it a masterpiece, like in the title, and I was like, damn, dude, you're a really nice guy. But yeah, it was really cool to see. If I made fan music about your game someday, would you watch? Absolutely, I would love that. I would absolutely, I would love to see some. Any fan stuff is so cool to me. I really love seeing it. Yeah, that's why I really love the community for that. But yeah, if you make music, totally please, and please post it in the community so we can all see it. Bro has to do this for every animatronic. True. Yep. Now the 4 months spent is starting to make a lot more sense. But it is what it is, and I don't really mind it. Honestly, it's therapeutic sometimes. If I'm not streaming, which I'm usually not, when I'm working this stuff, I'll just throw on like a podcast or something, and just like chill out. It's nice, because you don't really have to think. You have to think when you do the like sketching and line art, but once you get to the shading part, like you're just coasting, putting it in all the frames in advance. Thanks for coming, Jeremy's commentary. See you later. Any smiling critters related characters? I don't know smiling critters, but I do know smiling friends. Is that different? Oh, is smiling critters that is that like a horror thing? I swear I've heard the name before. I'm not super familiar though. Oh, Poppy Playtime, duh. Okay, I know of Poppy Playtime. I've never actually played it myself, but I've seen playthroughs of it. Is Smiling Critters Poppy? I feel stupid right now. I feel like an old man. Okay, I haven't seen Chapter 3. I've only seen 1 and 2. I would like to. It seems cool though. I'd like to check it out. What do the animatronics think of each other? There's I feel like there's a sort of I feel like there's a mutual respect between the main three. Felix is a bit disconnected. I'll tell you this: Bernard does not like Felix at all, and it's unfounded. He's just a big bully, but he beats him up, he harasses him, he bullies him. He doesn't like him. That's why he throws him out the door. And I hate to say it. Press me living under a rock. I have. I really have. I'm sorry. I would look. I wish I do. There's so many like games and stuff I want to play that I just don't get the chance. But you know. How tall is Endo? He is this big. Pulls out hands. Shows you. I guess you know what. You can see him here. Here he is next to Bernard. So he's definitely shorter than Bernard. But I feel like everyone is. I guess he's about person size. I don't know. Let's say he's 6 feet, and stick to that. He's taller than Friedrich. Friedrich's a short king, and we love him for that. Yeah, I mean, he's no slouch, but, you know. He's not Bernard tall. Bernard fills the frickin' hallway. I mean, it's not fair. Clara is definitely the smallest. Did I say Friedrich was the smallest? I shouldn't have. He's the second smallest. Clara's the smallest. It goes Clara, Friedrich. I bet Felix and Endo are about the same. Endo might be a little... No, Felix is taller than Endo. And then, of course, we have the Bernard. The Bernard, as I call him. I don't call him that. That's made up. And I'm just over here like, is the juice worth the squeeze? Yeah, everyone's a little nervous around Bernard. Like they like him, but they're like, this guy could like go off on a hair trigger. But he's actually pretty chill with you. If he likes you, he's chill with you. He's not like Felix though. Felix is kind of the scapegoat, and it's a shame. It's a shame what happened to him. His fall from grace, you could say. How fast is Felix? He is insanely fast. He's so fast that he's not animated on the cameras. He just appears. He is the second fastest, second only to Friedrich, without his leg casts on. If you could see Friedrich run free, it's beautiful. It's like watching an antelope. It's like watching a gazelle fucking spring through the field. Will there be a Springtrap animatronic? Das Springtrappen. That's not what it is. That's not what the name would be. I don't know what it would be. It might be. Okay, so purple's done. Let's do a little gradient. We're almost done here, guys. We're doing great. There's going to be another Hall animatronic. Besides Endoskelett? Technically, yes. But he won't work like the others. Oops. Have you ever wondered what Friedrich's band shows are like? I've thought about it a little. I do. These guys, I mean, they're just like, they're marketed for kids, but I don't think they're not safe to be around. Like, just straight up. They sing doo-wop. I'll tell you that much. Friedrich's opinion on the laser doors. Not a fan, actually. He doesn't really. Not a fan. He feels threatened by them, and I don't blame the guy. How does Friedrich not get his head cut off by the lasers? He's really sturdy. I remember I drew a thing. I drew Friedrich from his profile one time in like a sketchbook, and I really liked it. I kind of wish I went with it, but basically his body was just bean shaped, and then he had the muzzle kind of created the separation between head and torso, so he didn't really have a neck. And sometimes I think about that and I miss that. But yeah, he's a sturdy fellow. They're all very sturdy. You see how many times you zap Bernard and he's like fine. He's like better than fine. If Try Hard Ninja made a song, that'd be cool. Clara is the best chef, but that's not saying much. That's like, I can't think of a metaphor right now, but it's not saying much. The others would burn cereal. Clara only burns pizza. I have heard of Playtime with Percy. I have not heard of the Bunny Graveyard, and I've never seen either of them. I've only heard of Playtime with Percy. That's not the train one, is it? Is that the train related one? I'm so out of touch. I'm sorry, guys. I have heard of Lethal Company. I like Lethal Company. I play that sometimes with friends, and I really like it. And there's the new update, and no one wants to play with me, and I'm gonna beat them all up. Out of all of them, who's your favorite? It varies, for sure. And I kind of one encouraging thing about the game, working on the game for me, was that every character I would draw, they would kind of become my new favorite. Like when I started out, Bernard was the favorite just because I like big characters like that. I think they're fun to draw. Then when I started doing Clara in the kitchen, I was like, she's adorable. She's my new favorite. Then I did Friedrich in the vent. I was like, this guy's really fun. I like drawing his expressions. He's my new favorite. And even Felix, I wasn't too sure on Felix starting out. I felt like his design was maybe the least inspired. I don't know. I didn't really like it. But drawing him running into the office, I really liked it. He looks like a sad little puppy dog, like looking up at you. Like it reminded me of like when your dog brings you like a toy and just looks at you expectantly. That's the vibe I get. I like that. See you, Deruz. Thanks for coming by. Toy Bernard. I think Toy Bernard would be smaller. I've never thought about Toy Bernard in my life, but thinking about it now, I feel like he'd be smaller. Oh, Choo Choo Charles. That makes a lot more sense. Choo Choo Charles is the train one. You know what? When I think of Percy, when I think of the name Percy, I think of the green train from Thomas, so that's why I was thinking of trains, but okay. Okay. Will you add new animations in the camps? I thought about it, and I still might. One thing I wanted to have potentially is Bernard. I want Bernard to like maybe look at Endoskeleton whenever he's on camera. Kind of like how Felix looks at Bernard. Just something similar to that. Might do it, might not. We'll see. One-hour loop of Friedrich's song, dude. I would listen to that while I work, and then I would go insane. Toy versions, they're the polar opposite. That would be pretty funny. Like a super shrimpy Bernard. Clara is a triangle instead of a circle. Friedrich. Toy Friedrich, what would Toy Friedrich do? He would, Toy Friedrich is 1 inch tall. Any reason? I played the first Resident Evil. I didn't beat it, but I got pretty far. I like that one. And I played a little bit of 7, and that one was also cool. I really want to play 4, because that one seems very cool. But you know what? We'll get there. It's all in the backlog. Who has the biggest eyes? Probably Friedrich. Yeah, I think Friedrich. Or Felix. Friedrich or Felix. Felix, when he gets squeezed by Bernard, his eyes are larger. But default, I think Friedrich has the biggest eyes. How does Clara set the place on fire when she cooks? Dude, you would have to ask her. I don't know. She doesn't even turn on the oven. I don't know. What if you poke their eyes? They'd probably go, ow! You'd probably scream or something. Sorry, that clipped. I saw my streaming software turn red when I did that. I hope that's fine. Does Felix make squeaky toy noises? He should. I might add that. When I think the sound he makes now is like a crumpled like tin can or something. Like he was like. Might be cool. I hope Mango will look goofy. Mango will be cool. Das Mangel. Jarvis, pull up the German word for mangle and get back to me, please. Thank you. Have that on my desk by 5:30. Okay, are we done? Are we good? No, I didn't do these yet. Almost done. A couple more frames. If you had to choose someone from the gang to save from COVID, I would say I don't want any of them to die. I mean, I guess they're all kind of bad people. I would probably save Felix because I think his immune system's probably the weakest. That is a strange question. That was maybe one of the strangest I've gotten, but that's fine. That's what we're here for. The bug. Oh, you talking about the bug in Resident Evil where he rides away on the jet ski, but the jet ski doesn't go with him? I have seen that. That's really funny. Why does Clara jump scare look like she's peeling her skin? I guess you could say it's because she is. I think that's canon and true. I forgot I put these arm things on the wrong layer. If you made Funtime Clara, would you put it in Friedrich's 5 or 6? Funtime Clara would be cool. That would make sense because she's the one who canonically removes her face anyway. What if Felix's part got replaced with rubber duckies? Probably would make it even harder for him to gamble. I don't know if he'd like it, but I think he'd be alright. Friedrich is a war criminal, I would say. How would the Withers from FNAF 2 look in this universe? I don't know. Probably, it's interesting, right? Because the Withers themselves, like in FNAF, actually look quite different from the classic ones. So, like, I wouldn't want to just do, like, if I ever designed Withered ones, I wouldn't want to just do, like, oh, he's missing an ear. Like, I feel like I would change the design kind of like how Scott did. Purple guy. That purple guy under the desk is dead. He's not. That's not William Afton. There's no William Afton in this universe. But that purple fellow under the desk is extremely dead. Do you know Friday Night Funkin'? I do know Friday Night Funkin'. And last time I said that, a bunch of people got scared. It's okay. I do like it. Well, I haven't played it in a while, but I liked it a few years ago when the updates were coming out. Bernard's opinion on the film industry. Bernard loves the MCU. He loves everything they put out. He loved Ant-Man 3. He loved Thor 4. He loved it all. And and that's it. What animatronic always comes to your mind? I like Friedrich. I like his face. I think Friedrich just has the most potential for expressiveness, and it's really fun to draw him and stuff. One thing, okay. I need you guys to help me out here because I always want to. I have an image in my mind that I constantly want to put in something. I haven't been able to put in something yet, but Friedrich, if he needs to get around, he doesn't walk. The Endoskelett pushes him on a dolly. That's how he does it. If you ever want to draw Friedrich walking, put him on a dolly and have the Endoskelett pushing it. That's how they do it. They work together. That's canon. Put that in the mythos. Put that on the wiki. Did you guys see the fan games wiki thing of this game? It's really cool. The what's it called? The guy who did it was very thorough. It was crazy. Friday Night Funkin' Friedrich mod. I'd be down with that. I saw the there's a Friday Night Funkin' mod for Purple Guy, right? Just put that in. Just put him in with that one. It's fine. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna delete all of this and then just steal it from this. Clara already has a YouTube channel. She makes Happy Wheels content. No one told her that stopped being popular after like 2015, but she still does it, and we frickin' respect her for it. Why is Felix the only animatronic without a jump scare? Originally, he did have a jump scare. If you tried to use the door laser when he was in the door, he would kill you. But then I kind of realized that like that's a mistake you're gonna make once, and then you'll just never click it again. So I figured just make him disable it. It's kind of the same thing, but less annoying. And also now that I see his design, I can't really imagine how he would attack the player. Okay, are we done? I'm thinking we're done. Let me watch this through a little. The shading here is a bit weird. I'll touch that up later. All right, I think we're good. I think I'm going to call it here. Thanks for coming out. Let's see here. Let's get the background in here. See the final version. All right, that's pretty cool. I might touch up the shading in post a little, like after the stream. It looks a little weird, but for now, I'm going to call it. Thanks for coming out, guys. I mean, this was really fun. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the questions. Yeah, I would love to do more of these in the future. Not going to commit to anything just yet, but yeah, if I do another one, I'll let you all know. All right, cool.